All right. Hey, what's going on, everybody? RogersBase here. We had a few technical difficulties before we started the stream, but I think we are live now. YouTube says receiving your content. What is going on? Today, we are going to be ranking the Hunter x Hunter story arcs. Whoa, I'm hearing an echo. Look at this. Whoa. I'm getting multiple echoes. Let me turn off my desktop audio. Wait a minute. Oh, no, this is a mess. It's already a mess. Wait, where are these other dashboard? Oh no. Can you hear me? All right, something else is definitely playing on my computer because I could hear myself multiple times. Oh, here we go. Here we go. That's better. You guys can still hear me? All right, I don't know what the heck that was, but now we're good. Now I can turn back on my desktop audio. I am joined by Brago, Nux, and Black Manga Critic. What's going on, you three? I'm glad this is actually working now.
You're doing good, man. Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course, anytime. All three of you are more than welcome. Talking about Hunter x Hunter. Ranking the different story arcs. Now, I don't know, Brago, if you have access to the Google Doc. If you don't, I'm going to send you a link. But basically, we have a Google Doc right now that lists off all of the different story arcs for Hunter x Hunter. We're going to start at number 9, work our way to the top, give our own personal opinions, share why we like these story arcs. I think King might be joining a little bit later. Despite the technical difficulties, we already got like 500 viewers in here, which is fine. And considering the fact that Stampede is coming out tonight too, I was expecting sort of a smaller turnout, but this is good. Yeah. So now that people are in here and they know what's happening, I think we're going to be in for a good time. Nux is a crazy man, says Tommy D in the chat. Sir Scrap is saying how you doing. Debo is saying
confirm.
Cole
the crazy
is
man.
What's this? Should have invited Swag Kage. Swag Kage is doing. I don't know what's going on with Swag Kage right now, but I've been seeing some drama with Swag on the timeline, so I'm like, I don't think he's in the mood to do live streams, but Swag's always welcome here. You guys already know that. Oh, we got a donation right now from Pokenin, by the way, saying the stream's about to be one of the greatest. By the way, when is The Grove coming out, Brago?
Next week.
Next week. All right. I think you've been saying that for a minute, so we'll see.
We'll keep it going.
And we'll see. Also, we are recording this on the Discord server, on the RogersBase Discord server. If there are any other YouTubers like Recon or anyone else who wants to pop in midway through, let me know. Hop in the main deck and I can pull you up into the stream room. All right.
Nice.
With that being said, let's actually start with BMC. Black Manga Critic, what is your number 9 best Hunter x Hunter story arc?
That's how we're doing it.
So we're starting from the bottom. What do you think? We're not going to start with the top. That'd be crazy.
That's difficult.
We're not doing that. We're starting
here. I was weirdo. I was going to go in order, but
we're not going in order. No way.
Send me the link, Roger. Send me the link.
I'll send you the link, Brago. I got you.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to do this in order. Are you kidding me? This will become the Chimera Ant Yorknew City story. I don't want to do that. Hold on. Let me just get you the link. Maybe it's going to share on screen, but I also don't particularly care if it does. There we go. Hey, you can't see the full thing anyway. It's all good. All right, I think this showed up for a second, but all right, here we are. I'm gonna DM this to you, Brago. Here you go.
Okay, great.
Yeah, no, we got quite a few viewers in here already, which is
awesome.
Excellent. All right, you got it? Perfect.
Damn, why are all the Hunter x Hunter arcs so good? I can't say, this is my least favorite without hurting myself.
Right. Well, we have to start with the worst because I feel, and they're all good. I also agree with you. I think every story arc is good. But I want to start at the bottom because I feel like there's going to be a lot more debate when we get near the top.
Wow.
So
this
yeah,
is difficult.
And I know BMC's been working on it for a minute because a couple days ago I saw his tweet at me being like, "Hey, any openings for the Hunter x Hunter stream?" I'm like, "You already know, buddy. Come on, we're talking Hunter x Hunter. Of course, the more the merrier." So
every other day, BMC sends out like a Hunter x Hunter appreciation tweet.
Right?
So
yeah, it's either Hunter x Hunter or Promise Neverland, one of the two. I always see one of the two. So
I feel like it's important to remind yourself at least once a day that Kurapika brought a shovel to fight Uvogin.
He did. That is one of the greatest moments in this entire. I guess. Hold on. We should start here.
It's a lot of.
I want to say to all of you, because you already knew the greatness that was Hunter x Hunter prior to going into this year. I did not.
Yes.
And so going into this year, doing those live reaction streams and getting into the series in the way that I have, Dude, this is one of the greatest series of all time. I hesitate to say the greatest because I know One Piece people are going to kill me if I say that on a live stream, so I'm not going to say that. But I will say,
tell him, Roger. You got to tell
I
him.
will say it is
Listen.
one of
Real
the greatest.
family
Yo, thank
Hunter
you.
x Hunter is great. It's fantastic.
Oh
It's
my
so-
god. Everything up. I mean, the characters are so good. Every story arc gets progressively better. You got Hisoka, Brago. We still got to do that Hisoka versus Doflamingo stream at some point. Like, my guy,
I know.
Hisoka.
I'm ready.
Oh,
It's,
I'm ready.
it's no Sword Art Online, but it's up there.
All right, Nux,
Yeah.
you're getting kicked out of here. Yeah, Nux, you're done. All right. Nux is out of the stream now. All right, so BMC, now I'm going to let you talk. I kicked Nux into the other room. Let's see. What is your number 9 best Hunter x Hunter story arc?
Number 9, I think everybody's probably gonna have this as number 9. Number 9 is
my detention
Zoldyck arc.
Zoldyck arc? All right, fair enough.
Huh.
Excellent. I know. I'm kind of with Brago on this. I don't know if that's actually my number 9. Looking at everything that's on here, I'm curious
I
though.
have to say,
I think it's
Zoldyck's
clearly
my number
two that
nine.
are like the two of the like worst arcs.
Right.
And that's like crazy to say, but
Right.
I think it's between two arcs. But you know, I'll let you-
There's a lot of people who really seem to like a story arc that's on here. And again, I'm like newer to the fandom, so I don't really know
Okay.
if people are maybe putting certain moments into this story arc and thinking that it's part of the same arc. But I looked up when this certain moment happens, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit later in the stream. But that
Okay.
moment that I'm thinking of is part of a later story arc, and that immediately bumped down the other story arc that I was thinking of to maybe one of the bottom slots. But we'll get to that when we get there. But anyway, BMC, why is Zoldyck the bottom of your list?
It's hard. Like everyone's saying, like they're all really good.
Yeah.
But I feel like that one it's not particularly long. Like if we're thinking of like manga chapters, it's really short.
Sure.
Right.
And even like, by anime standards, it's also pretty short.
Yep.
But like when I think about all the other arcs, like Tagashi just gets like progressively better with every arc that he does.
Yep.
Like they become more complex. So like I like the Hunter exam more than I like the Zoldyck arc. So it's kind of just like that. Like I just feel like the Hunter exam has just like more going on in certain ways. There are more characters. Like the way they're interacting is interesting. Like Tagashi's doing stuff with the tournament sort of structure that is just like neat. Like I just like that. Like he's literally turning it on its head. Like stuff like that. I think it's just great. And the Zoldyck arc is I think it's just too short. Like it's too short for me to sort of like put it over the others.
Yeah, and that's fair enough. I mean, there are great moments in I think there's great moments in every Hunter x Hunter story arc. I saw somebody in the chat saying, I hate that they're saying worst arc. They should just say the bottom of the list. I understand that completely, but you just gotta. It doesn't really matter how we're gonna word it. You know what I mean?
We should go ahead. We'll call it the least best arc.
The least best arc. There you go. The least best is probably the best way to say it. There you go. We already have almost 1,000 people in here too, even though we just started and we had some technical issues and we were late. And Stampede's coming out tonight, so I'm happy about that. This is good.
That's crazy. That's a great turnout.
I
Yeah,
know, I was
that's
gonna say
dope.
Hunter x Hunter people are coming through, man. People just
Oh,
really seem to love Hunter x Hunter.
people are dedicated
And
and
they're
we
starving
ride.
for content, obviously. They
We
want
ride.
more content. And so when we're doing these streams like this, people are like, oh, I want in. So, all right. Fair enough, Zoldyck. All right, well, Nux, what is your least best then?
The least best arc is also the Zoldyck arc.
Fair enough. Explanations as to why? I'm assuming many of the same reasons that BMC already brought up.
As we've mentioned, it's not a bad arc. It's just the least best, and I feel like every single arc has more going for it than the Zoldyck arc.
Yeah, and that's fair enough. Brago, do you agree with Nux's statement that it's the bottom? Because you seemed to hesitate earlier on when BMC mentioned Zoldyck for the first time. You were like, really? So
Initially, I had another arc in mind.
Okay.
As far as the worst arc, but after thinking about it, I think the Zoldyck arc is a good arc. It's Hunter x Hunter, but at the end of the day, I think the payoff just wasn't the same as the others.
fair enough.
Like I think at the end of every other arc, it was like a moment like, oh shit,
Yeah.
Where like I guess for the Zoldyck arc, it was like I think my favorite person in the Zoldyck arc was like Goto.
Rest in peace. So there you go.
That was my guy.
Oh well.
So I think So I have to agree to Zoldyck arc. When you
right.
think about it, really.
Right on. Yeah, and by people in the chat are saying turn down their mics a little bit. All right, I got you. I'll turn it down just a little bit. Apparently, it's coming through my speakers a little loud. You guys say something real quick. We're gonna test this.
Oh,
That will.
Yo.
Okay, maybe try not to be obnoxiously loud, Nux. All right, try to just be like be a normal person level. Don't be the anime PewDiePie. All right, let's try to.
I don't know how to be normal person level. I'm sorry. It's against my core philosophy.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. Well, you know, I was trying to keep this a mystery, but my bottom's the Zoldyck arc as well. I mean, I'm not gonna try to hide it. I feel like it's also for the exact same reasons you guys brought up. I just feel like it's a much shorter arc than a lot of the arcs that are here, and even stuff that I've seen in the unfinished arcs in the manga where I am right now, because I want to bring this up on stream right now because I saw a lot of people who are really concerned because I had scheduled the story arc. You know, I did that catch-up stream for the manga on Tuesday, and we ended up getting pretty far. We went from like 341 all the way up to the end of the Hisoka Crollo fight. So we got pretty far. So we really don't
we're not going to spoil that this fight happens. Also, this fight happens.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. Spoilers. Whatever. I mean, they're sitting in Dark Continent and Succession.
Sorry, the anime
They should
owners.
know exactly. Yeah, that's fine. But well, you know what? It's okay by this point. I feel like they're not doing live reactions, so it doesn't really matter. But no, I'm joking. But I will say that you know, even based on where I am in the Succession arc, there are moments that have landed with me with a greater impact than pretty much anything that was in the Zoldyck arc, despite how much I enjoyed it. So yeah, I'm gonna say Zoldyck is also my number 9.
For me, Hunter x Hunter in general, every single arc has psychological nuggets, and the Zoldyck arc had the least.
Yeah, and to be honest, I mean, any arc that has Pig Boy in it immediately gets knocked down a peg. I just don't like Maluki. That's his name, right? Maluki?
You're like
brother?
I hate Maluki.
Oh, Maluki, yeah.
I hate everything about him. I hate this otaku-looking dude who spends
thought he was funny.
all his money on figures. Of course you think he's funny, Brago. Oh, man.
I like
Why do you like Maluki? Explain. Because Maluki's like whipping his brother. I mean, he's a horrible guy.
Yeah, I think it goes with the fact that, like, based on how he looks, you think he's just a nerd that just wants like to play video games and all that shit. And he does that, but he can be dark if he needs to be. Like, he can go there, you know? So it's just like...
But that you like him for that? You like that he's abusing his siblings?
I like... Okay, so I wouldn't phrase it. I wouldn't phrase it as
Roger. My
I
favorite
like
character
him
is
because
Yeah, but I like Doflamingo too. But Doflamingo is different. Doflamingo is like a wild card. He's a joke guy. You know, he's all about the chaos, bro. He's not real. Maluki's not about the chaos. I feel he's just taking it out on his other siblings.
Maluki adds a different tang to the Zoldyck family. It's like it goes to show just how messed up and diverse it is. That's why I like him, not for his character individually.
Yeah.
He presents something different, yeah.
That's fair. Sam the Gum Man donated and said, I can't wait to talk about Worm Guy. And
Some guy from Hunter x Hunter is the most handsome anime character of all time.
You know, I don't know if anyone's gonna type the snake that has nitro rice or whatever. Thank you, Sam, again. But like I was going through all that information and people were like, yeah, you gotta take notes. You gotta take notes on all these things from the Dark Continent. And it's like, yeah, we've got Hellbell, the snake that guards the nitro rice that makes you live forever. You've got the PAP shrunken head things. You've got there's so much information there. And I'm actually going to use that as jumping off point. We're going to go backwards. My number 8 is the Dark Continent arc. And here's why. And I know that's going to be controversial. I know that's going to be controversial to say. But Dark Continent is very short, much like the Zoldyck family arc. But I think the moments that happened during the Dark Continent arc, to me, again, landed with greater impact than the stuff that happened in the Zoldyck family, just because we were getting information about, you know, the creatures of the Dark Continent. But really, the hype moments of Dark Continent were the introduction of Beyond Netero, who is an absolute monster. I can't wait to see more of him. But based on where I am right now in Dark Continent, he hasn't really, you know, done a lot yet, right? Obviously, like, they're just now boarding the boat where I am in the manga. And I feel like if we're splitting it up also...
You didn't see a lot of good stuff.
Well, I know. Because a lot of people are saying, you know, Roger, you got to read the Succession arc on live stream because we went through all the Dark Continent. No, Ryuzaki and some people are saying Dark Continent's still going. It is not. So I looked this up prior to the stream, which is why Dark Continent is my number 8. And maybe this is actually going to change some of the opinions of people in the call right now. Dark Continent starts after the anime ends and ends before Crollo versus Hisoka. Crollo versus Hisoka is actually part of the Succession story arc. So because of that, that's why I'm putting Dark Continent where it is.
I'm going to tell you right now, my appreciation for the manga arcs are far depreciated because the adaptation to the anime was so good.
I feel agree with that. Yeah.
My experience of Hunter x Hunter with the anime is so much more enjoyable than reading veritable novels every chapter.
I'm seeing a lot of people, by the way, saying that I should rename for the spreadsheet Dark Continent to Expedition. That's technically the Dark Continent Expedition arc that I'm talking about, the mini arc.
Yeah, because like the Dark Continent, we haven't really.
That's true. That's true. All right, so we're gonna do that. I'm gonna call it Expedition, and I'm gonna put Expedition as my number 8. All right, here we go. Expedition. There we are. Now people won't get mad at me, and we're all good.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I'm gonna go ahead and agree with you on this one.
Okay, so you're also in agreement.
I agree too.
Wow.
Expedition is also my second least favorite arc.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well,
because it's like a teaser for what like we really want.
Yeah.
Like we instead of we want the Dark Continent, it's just like a teaser. So
it is weird though.
For me, the best part of the Expedition arc, and not to cut it any slack, because this was amazing. Harrison and Jing have the best chemistry ever.
Oh yeah, I love the two.
That cat and mouse game is just amazing.
Some of that though is also part of the Succession arc, though, isn't it? Or I guess the moment where they're fighting the Nen Conjurer Gun guys, I guess that is in the Dark Continent arc. Yeah, but now I'm looking at my list and I'm wondering. Nah, there's one moment in my next one that I'm thinking of that puts it over the top. That almost made me question my choice. BMC, what's your choice for number 8?
Ooh, number 8. This is probably also going to be controversial. I feel like 9 was going to be like whatever. Okay. But number 8, I've got the Hunter exam.
Whoa! Really now?
Yeah.
Okay, things are getting spicy. This is good. All right. I like that. As he said the Hunter exam, we jumped 100 viewers. So, which is crazy to me. I don't know why. I would imagine that people would think that's insane. But all right, please.
No, they heard him.
Yeah, explain yourself. Why do you think Hunter exam is the 8th best?
So for me, it's a good sort of like introduction arc for Hunter x Hunter. It introduces us to certain characters. We don't know much. Like, there's not really like a power system, right, or anything like that. It's just sort of like, okay, everyone has their own skill sets, and that's interesting in and of itself. There were some there's some neat moments that I think are very good, like sort of like for a shonen, for the beginning of a shonen, for a battle shonen. That's sort of like, do things a bit differently, right? With like the tournament flipped over. Hisoka just kind of like saying, okay, I'm not going to kill you, Gon. I'm going to save you for later because right now you kind of trash, but you're not that trash that I want to kill you.
Yeah.
Killua, with his stuff with his brother, with the family, that stuff is very interesting. And his sort of like growth throughout the exam. Leorio is just great. But I think for me, again, like it just kind of comes back to like Togashi is just building on that with every subsequent arc, and so those arcs for me are just like better in that way. Like it's almost like the Hunter exam it's great because it sort of supports all those other arcs, but like the arcs are kind of better because they have that support. That's kind of how I think about it, but I know people probably think about it differently.
I'm gonna say this right now because I didn't hear you bring up his name. And he, immediately skyrockets the Hunter exam arc. I didn't hear you mention Tompa once. And Diarrhea Juice Tompa is an MVP character.
The Rookie Crusher?
The Rookie Crusher Tompa, bro.
That's my guy.
I saw somebody sent me after I finished the anime and I said I was going to catch up with the manga on stream. Somebody sent me like a fake panel. Like, what's the name of the guy who does the fake One Piece chapters? What's his name?
Arthur.
So it's something similar to that, but it was a chapter with Meruem. And it was like the end of the Chimera Ant arc, but it was redone with Tompa coming in instead of Netero. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen. I loved it. I got to find a link to that somewhere. It was so good.
Tompa was so random, but it's like he fits so well.
And when he comes back again later on, when Killua does like the one shot, it's so good.
To be fair, though, I think Killua one-shotting the Hunter exam was better than the actual Hunter exam.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that one, Chief. That's,
because I'll go ahead and say my 7th favorite arc is the Hunter exam.
Okay, so that's your 7th favorite. All right, I'm gonna put that right here then on the list. That's okay. That's interesting. So I'm assuming for a lot of the same reasons
I can
BMC
tell
was
you-
mentioning, or why?
Yes and no. It
Okay.
is a good foundational arc, and I like it a lot. However, the entire journey of Hunter x Hunter is every single arc. If you look at them in order, there's like a light arc and a dark arc, and a
Right.
light arc and a dark arc. And the Hunter exam is the lightest arc, and it only gets steeper from there.
So you mean in terms of
So I
content,
feel like-
though? You're saying like dark and light in terms of content, not necessarily like the
Tone
number
as
of
well.
chapters. Well, tone as
In
well too.
terms-
That's true. Yeah.
In
Yeah.
terms of
Yeah.
psychological mess.
Oh, sorry.
Because if
Bragos.
you watch Hunter x Hunter like the first, I guess like the first episode, like it's not an accurate depiction of like what Hunter x Hunter is as a series at all. Like the Hunter exam is like it's kind of like it's light, it's cheery, it gets darker, towards the end. And I agree. It's my 7th as well.
Yeah.
But it's like it has a lot of great characters at the beginning, and it's an introduction. It's a cool introduction. But
It
I think-
introduced the arguably best character in Hunter x Hunter, Hisoka. So
Yeah, exactly. So I think Hisoka is probably the only reason why it's not 9 for me.
That's so funny. People were yelling at me in the chat. They were going, "Are you blind, Roger?" Because I accidentally put the Hunter exam under Brago's column instead of under Nux's. But then he immediately was like, "Yeah, it's also my number 7." So we'll see.
Yeah, it's also my number 7. So yeah.
All right, well,
really, RogersBase was just using visual hockey or whatever.
that's right. I'm using Gyo. Exactly. Calling it visual
There it
hockey
is.
during a Hunter stream. Come on.
I was referring to Katakuri's
No, it's
hockey
Gyo.
where he sees
Come
the
on.
future. I'm not talking about Go. That's just hidden crap.
Spam Zushi in the chat.
I have
Can I
my
ask you a
members can
question?
use the
Can I ask you a
emote.
question about Gyo?
Zushi?
Let's hear it.
I like Zushi.
I
Why
like
is
Zushi
it that
too.
you could see? Why could you see the bungee gum cords on a TV screen if you use Gyo?
Why? You said why can you?
How does that work?
Well, it's like you're seeing what's actually
What's there.
going on. Yeah, you're seeing what's actually there, but
But
you can
how-
see it through a screen.
But the question is,
Yeah.
so how did the camera pick it up?
Well, the camera has Gyo, obviously.
The camera has men.
Yeah.
Of course.
Then the
Remember,
cameraman-
because remember,
the
like,
cameraman is using Gyo on the camera while he's recording it.
It's a specially like made camera because remember like Jing implanted Nen into like the
Yep.
the game, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I think
yeah.
that camera has Nen implanted.
I mean,
That's
into it.
actually what it is.
I would agree, except everyone in the stands had no idea what was going on, and neither did the ref when Hisoka was using bungee gum.
That's true.
Oh, that's a rookie ref.
Yeah, yeah. That's Tompa's son. That's
The ref
Bompa.
wasn't using Gyo.
Yeah, Bompa. That's it. Bompa the ref.
Hey, not gonna lie, if we got a story following Tompa instead of Boruto, I would not cry.
I mean, it'd
That's
probably be
fair.
better to be completely honest with you. Anyway, BMC, what's your number 7?
Number 7. Okay, before I get to my number 7, this is gonna be very controversial.
Okay, all right,
Wow.
I'm ready for it. I'm ready for
I
it.
hope it's not. I hope it's not what I think.
Hold on. So,
wait.
Kervin McKellar, who asked me like, whoops, sorry. He asked me where would I rank the Chunin exam. I'm like, the Chunin exam is a better arc than the Hunter exam. Like, just overall, that's how I feel about it.
Okay.
Like, if I had to pick an arc, it's great. So, like, I don't know, I'd rank it over a lot of things, I think, honestly. But in terms of Naruto,
I'm getting
But-
nervous because you mentioned Shunin exam, and I'm thinking tournaments, and I'm getting real nervous.
so number 7.
No.
All right.
I'll kick you out of the
Number
stream if you say
7
it. No
is-
way.
Heaven's
No.
Arena.
Number 7 is Heaven's Arena.
No way. No way, dude.
Oh man.
Heaven's Arena at 7?
Yep. Got it at 7.
Explain yourself, please.
Roger, grab your pillow.
Let me go get my pillow real quick. Hold on. What?
You know
I'm
what?
waiting for
You know
this.
what? When you look at the list, I mean, there are things you can argue that are worse than it, but I'm not too mad at it. I'm not too mad.
Here's
at
my
it
pillow.
because-
What?
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh man.
I love it.
That's
So,
crazy.
okay. So I'll say so a few things. I think I get why people love it because like it introduces Nen.
Right.
Nen is like one of the most incredible power systems, just like in like manga period.
Correct.
Yep.
Or even just like comics, whatever, stories, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like for me, when it comes to sort of like kind of character interactions, that sort of thing, they all kind of felt a little too like one note. Like it was like, okay, opponent versus opponent. There was like, it's almost like the tournament sort of style of it kind of like limited how certain figures were going to interact with each other. And it was always like, okay, like let's say if Killua interacted with like other like opponents, it'd always be like, okay, what's your move? What's your Hatsu? Like how great is your Nen? Like it was always thinking about that sort of thing, as opposed to like other arcs that were like much more about like the characters as sort of like people and personalities and like how that.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Well, the thing is, so Heaven's Arena, it seems like is more focused on like introducing Nen and different types of Nen. So like the character and the characterization suffered because of that from other characters.
Yeah, like it's not that it's bad, you know what I mean? Like we're always saying, like it's not like none of the arcs are bad per se, but it's like it's not like the characterization isn't as.
I mean, I get what you're saying, right? Like,
I don't remember the top guy. I don't remember his name. What was his name?
You mean the literal top guy, the guy with tops?
The top guy.
Yeah, the guy that uses tops.
The top guy.
Yeah.
That one Beyblader that managed to find his
the
Beyblade guy. Yeah. Dude, nobody beats the electric whip wheelchair guy.
And literally, what's his name was introduced just for Hisoka to beat him.
That's a great moment. The Zoro dude.
Castro.
That's right.
He was introduced literally to like make fun of him like using different.
But that fight was amazing because they hype up this Castro dude and then he just wipes him, and you're like, okay, wait, Hisoka's on another level right now. That episode is like one of my favorites. I think.
But they also use it as a moment to kind of show like, you can switch and use different Nen, but if it's not compatible, then you're not gonna, it's not gonna be a good match with them.
Dude,
so
I just
BMC. You forgot to mention. I assume you just forgot. Otherwise, you would have. Hisoka versus Gon. Did you remember that?
That was a great moment.
Amazing moment.
I think it's okay. So for me, like that's like one like incredible moment, and like all the other fights are not nearly as like good.
But I disagree heavily.
I love
when
Hisoka
Gon breaks the floor
My
and then
favorite
throws the floor at the guy. That's an amazing moment.
Well, here's the thing, though.
Gon versus Hisoka. I think my favorite moment in the Heaven. I think my favorite moment in the Heaven's Arena arc is when they get to like one of those top floors and they see Hisoka sitting there, cross-legged. He sticks his hand out and they can't move.
Yeah,
that gave me shivers.
Yes.
But now knowing what we know about Hisoka and him versus Gon, he was just like he was taking it with so easy. He was playing with him.
Absolutely.
He was toying with him. So it's like,
But I mean, that moment, the moment you're talking about, Nux, where he's sitting in the hallway, right? Where Hisoka's sitting in the hallway, I would say was the first moment I was genuinely terrified of the character, because up to that point I was like, oh, Hisoka's a badass, right? He's doing all this amazing stuff during the Hunter exam. Everybody's not really taking him at his word when he's saying he's actually much stronger than everybody else. And then you see him in that hallway and you go, okay, wait, this is the next level. This is the next power base. And so what you were just talking about, BMC, with like the characterization, I would actually say one of my favorite moments of Heaven's Arena was that moment of the hallway, and actually wasn't even their fight. The fight is really good. The Gon and Hisoka fight is excellent, but I would say the whole lead up to Nen, like training with Wing and Zushi, the stuff with the water glasses where you're trying to figure out your Nen type with the leaf, like I think the way that he explained Nen.
To be fair, I like Boruto more than Zushi, but we'll move on.
What? How is that even
I think Zushi was a pleasant surprise, especially when he fought Killua.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, he's done.
Yeah.
And then he couldn't one-shot him. Yeah. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
This kid is pretty alright.
Oh yeah, Zushi's awesome. Zushi gave us Osu. If not for Zushi, we wouldn't have Osu. We wouldn't know Gyo. He's awesome.
Yeah.
You guys are sleeping on Zushi saying
but
this.
like,
I'm thinking back to the Hunter exam now, and like some was when like the actual instructors were scared of Hisoka.
Yeah.
Where they were like, yeah, we gotta watch out.
Yeah.
We gotta watch out for 44.
Yeah.
But no,
Oh man, that's such a good moment. I mean, I'm just even thinking like some of the gags in Heaven's Arena were funny. Like even where where they kidnap the kid and then Killua comes back with like the three. Oh, it's like Guido, right? Is the name of the top guy, and then there's like the dude in the wheelchair. And their whole plan is like backfires to fight him on the same day. I love that. I love Hisoka and Machi where they're chilling in the room together, and then he's like, oh dude, Machi's stitching them together, and Hisoka's like, yo, you want to sleep with me tonight? And she's like, I'll pass. He's like, how about dinner then? Maybe not. You shoot your shot. It's 2019, bro. Shoot your shot.
Ahsoka. We don't care.
He's Ahsoka, man.
Extra surprise.
Oh, and you're also forgetting
Dude, extra
his
surprise, man. Hold on.
extra surprise in the shower.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say, dude. But you're joking, but in reality, I think that's actually an excellent moment, dude. It's a great scene where it takes off the.
I would never, ever joke about the worm guy being that most handsome character in Hunter. Just like I would never joke about that.
Dude, it's just filled with good moments, which is why I disagree with BMC and Heaven's Arena is not my number 7. My number 7. Maybe this will be controversial too. I don't really know.
Watch him go out of watch him say like Chimera Ant.
The Chimera Ant. No, I'm kidding. It's not Chimera, of course.
I know what he's gonna choose.
Yeah. Do you? I'm gonna have you guess then. You guess, and I'll tell you if you're right or not.
I think you've got the chairman election arc at number 7.
Woo! Look at this. All right. You are correct, good sir. It is the election arc. And let me explain why. Here's why. There are...
All right, you explain why. Let's do this.
There are moments in Heaven's Arena, like the moment in the hallway we just talked about, like the Gon versus Ahsoka fight, like the introduction of Nen, the introduction of Machi. There's a lot of really good moments in the Heaven's Arena arc, and I think maybe it's because I just recently watched it for the first time, but as somebody who got into Hunter x Hunter just this year, I feel like people really do downplay what a good first arc the Hunter exam is. Because if the Hunter exam wasn't good, I wouldn't have continued with Hunter x Hunter. Like, I know that for a fact. I think the Hunter exam set up the characters in just the right way, got me invested in Killua and Gon and Kurapika and Leorio at the right time. You know, threw Tompa in there as that wild card, had the whole setup. Like, I think people discount how good the tower fight is during the Hunter exam, where you've got like the 5 versus 5, right? And you have the back and forth with all the different characters, you know, trying to figure out how to beat their opponents. And it sort of sets up that this is how the really good fights in Hunter x Hunter are going to play out. It's not just like pure power versus pure power. It's intelligence, right? There's all these other things that come into play. And I think because of that, that is why Hunter exam is above the election arc for me. And Heaven's Arena is definitely above the election arc for me, no matter what. I just like taking everything into consideration that we talked about with Heaven's Arena already. It has to be. That being said, the reason why election is above Expedition and Zoldyck, one is Leorio. I mean, the Leorio punch against Jin. I lost my mind because I had not seen Leorio for story arcs at this point. I had been waiting to see Leorio again. Then I heard he was going to come back during the story arc, and then he comes face to face with Gon's dad, who up to this point has been nothing less than one of the top 5 worst fathers in all of anime. I mean, he's absolute trash, dude. He creates this video game for his son where his son could be killed. He, refuses to see his son. And when Leorio finally puts him down, does the Gumu Gumu no pistol directly into the floor, punches Jin in the face, and then everybody cheers for him and votes for him to be the next chairman. Leorio is the GOAT. I love Leorio. And so that moment alone puts it at number 7 above Expedition and Zoldyck.
I am not going to argue with you about it being above Expedition and Zoldyck being that, I agree with you sort of.
Of course.
I don't need to argue that point. But even though I did not love the Aluka segment to the election arc, I think that Pariston, who is one of my favorite characters in Hunter x Hunter, by the way, he is the ultimate troll, and he goes through this entire election, and even after he wins, he says, "I don't want it," and gives it away.
I will say
you get to see the masterwork.
Wait, time out, because I want to bring this up too. Are you saying this like when you watched Hunter x Hunter for the first time or read it for the first time? When you got to Pariston for the first time, was it with the anime or the manga?
Anime.
Okay.
Anime.
And then were you reading the manga at the time that was happening, or were you like going into the anime blind like how I went into it?
Went into the anime completely blind. Okay. I never even saw the 1999 version.
Because to me, I could understand the argument with Pariston after the Expedition arc. I can completely understand that. But even as somebody who was watching the anime for the first time, as much as I appreciated his trolls later on, I really feel like you don't truly understand that character until the Expedition arc. I think when you get to Expedition,
the beauty of this character. All right.
No, but my point is, though, if we're talking about this like story arc by story arc, then I would say that Pariston's greatest moments, the moments you really get to understand that about him, really don't come until the very end of that story arc and aren't really played out until Expedition.
For me, Pariston's greatest moment is when he gave up winning the election. He won the election
moment.
fair and
Yeah,
square,
yeah.
and then he gives it away. And the entire Hunter x Hunter world was working against him. Like,
Yeah.
all of the
Yeah.
Zodiacs. And here he comes along. He actually wins through manipulation incarnate. And I relate to Patterson very much. I think he's a wonderful troll. And anyway, and also, not to mention the fact that the entire time he is having this Lelouch, this Light versus L style fight against Jing in the sidelines. Jing sets up the election. He also rigs it to his, to a different advantage. Like, he sets up the whole thing to follow the steps he lays out.
Yeah.
And Ariston still wins.
Well, I think Patterson is kind of used as a character to kind of bring more depth to other characters as well. Because even like when with Patterson's introduction, they asked Netero, like, why would you have someone like this around? He's like, well, I want someone that's like with kind of the opposite of me.
Right. You want somebody
like
who's going to challenge him. Exactly.
Yeah. So it's like they use Patterson as that. So Patterson is pretty awesome.
And I also wouldn't say that, I mean, Patterson did technically win, but he wouldn't have if Gon didn't walk through the doors. I think if Gon didn't walk through the door, like, obviously he had planned for that, and he brings that up in one of the best moments when he's talking about, like, oh yeah, you know what, as soon as I saw Leorio talking to his father and was seeing all the steps come together, he said it was just a matter of time at this point. We got to wait this out, and I got to stall it out. So he knew that moment was going to happen where, Gon was going to come in, he was going to be healed, Leorio would then be like, well, I don't care about this, I just wanted to heal Gon, and that would be that. But really, if it came down to it, I still think Leorio would have won, had that moment not happened when it did.
Everything that you'd like to say is wonderful, and in the end of the day, every other candidate gave up their positions to give it to their friends, hoping that someone other than Patterson would win, and he single-handedly trolled Zawardo. I love the election arc.
I will say this, too. I think even though it's lower on my list, like we're talking about Expedition and the election, even though Expedition is lower on my list, I do think Expedition does a really good job of then making me care more about these Zodiac characters, because a lot of them were introduced at once, and like I liked a lot of them based on their designs. I thought Cluck looked really cool. I like, what's his Mizystome, the cow? Is that his name? How do I say his name? Mizystome?
Yeah,
pretty much.
I like him. I like Cheetle. I like all the characters they were introducing, but again, I feel like Expedition really was the arc to flesh them out for me. It wasn't the election arc. For me, the main good portion of the election arc was all the stuff with Luca. I mean, that was the stuff that I really enjoyed. Getting, Luca,
really?
finding out wait, did you guys not like that at all?
That stuff was great.
But
yeah,
not even close as much as like
that stuff is awesome. I would say that stuff outside, the only thing in the election arc, in my opinion, that is better than the stuff with the Luca is Lurio punching Jin. That's an amazing moment.
Yeah.
But that's it.
We're not.
Roger, they say my mic is messed up. I'm gonna have to leave and come back and see.
Oh yeah. Just hop in, hop out. Your mic only sounds a little bit fuzzy, but you should be good.
I think honestly, we're pretty much on the same page, except I adore Patterson and you don't. Like, that's really the only difference.
That's probably it. I mean, I like Patterson, but and you're also not alone in saying that, Nux. I've seen a lot of people who were like, "You don't understand Patterson, man. He's the greatest character on Hunter x Hunter," and I'm like, I don't know about all that, fam. But like,
I don't know about greatest character.
Right.
I mean, Hisoka exists, but
yeah,
he's definitely in my top 5.
Wow, really? You'd say Patterson's your top 5?
I get that. I do.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, that's
not my top 5, but I get it.
But you can respect it at the minimum. You can respect it.
I can respect it.
Dude, we have 1,400 viewers in here on One Piece Stampede premiere night, which is incredible. I want to say thank you to all you guys who are in here right now. That's was not expecting that. And we got a donation from It's Doo Baby saying shout out to that dude BDA Law. And Killua did Zapile dirty, says Aura. So he did kind of do Zapile dirty. We'll get to that when we get to that during Greed Island. But yeah, the fact that he didn't let Zapile just pass was kind of rough.
I thought that was pretty badass.
That was a great moment. But I mean, I felt bad. I mean, Zapile was such a good
was
guy.
A fantastic character.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I feel bad for the guy also,
Yeah.
and Killua sort of did. I mean, Killua said to him, "Yo, I mean, sucks to be you that you were in the same exam."
But I mean, he could have easily been like, "Yo, okay, it's over now." There wouldn't have been another section of the exam if the two of them walked out. They would just
the two of them walked out. and then the guy just okay, guys, just arm wrestle.
Dude, no way, man. There's no way they would have just let him both pass. No way, man. He should have let him pass, and he should have let Ponzu pass too. Because then ultimately Ponzu ended up dying because Killua didn't let her pass. In my opinion, I think
that's totally Killua's
fault. I think it kind of is a little bit, because if she would have gotten her hunter license, I don't know if she would have been in the position that she was at the beginning of the Chimera Ant arc. So, and maybe she would have been.
I get it. I feel like that's like
I think
sort of that
Killua's
like
too
writing.
too complex of a character.
You know?
And I don't think it's fair to judge Killua based on this decision.
I still love Killua, dude. I loved Killua from the moment during the. Well, I guess we'll talk about that. You know what? I'm bringing this up right now. I'm gonna tell you guys my number 5 right now. My number 5 is the hunter exam. I'm gonna bring this up right now. My number 6. I'm sorry, my number 6. I didn't mean to say number 5. It's my number. We're on 6 right now. The reason hunter exam is number 6 and above some of these other arcs is I think my first big oh my god, Hunter x Hunter is truly one of the best things I've ever experienced moments was Killua walking out.
Prisoner guy.
Oh, dude, when you get to introduce, I know his name, Jonas. I will always remember his name. Johns. Jonas, Johns, however you want to say it. When you get that, lead up to him being this crazy serial killer guy that's like unstoppable, and then Killua just walks out and rips his heart out, and it's like, all right, who's next? And I actually think that's a better moment in the anime than it is in the manga, because in the manga he just takes his heart, but in the anime he like rips out part of his shirt and it makes this like little sad sack with the heart inside of it.
And I think personally, one of the best parts of that whole thing is afterwards he puts it in his hand.
Exactly, and he says, like, give it back, and he walks over, drops the little bag with his heart, and it's like, okay,
I may be a murderer, but I'm not a thief.
It's so good. It's so good. And the other thing too, I love the fight, the cyborg fight with the guy who voices Frankie. I forgot what the character's name is, but like the blue guy who pretended to be a member of the Phantom Troop. You know what I'm talking about?
Be dead.
Yeah, I love the moment where he pretends to be dead, and then they take a bet on whether or not he's dead or not, and then Leorio holds him over the tower, and he's about to throw him off, and he wakes up, and he's like, I'm not, I'm here. Majitani, thank you, Majitani, yeah. Oh, man, another fantastic moment. I really do love the Hunter exam for the same reasons I brought up earlier. I think it's a fantastic intro to this series, and while there are other story arcs that I like more, I think ultimately, the Hunter exam's got to land at my number 6.
Since we're starting from the bottom and going up, even when we're at the top 2, we're gonna have to be like, but I really like this arc, guys.
Oh well, that's gonna be a debate. I think everyone's top 2 are probably the same. It's just the order that they're in.
I don't know.
Really? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be interesting.
All right, we'll see. BMC's trying to tease the audience, but all right, that's fine. Well, we'll see.
No, BMC end up saying the expedition arc is his favorite.
We'll see.
Tune in and out.
You know what? Actually, we'll start with you, BMC, while Brago's still trying to fix his mic. What is your number 6?
My number 6 is the expedition arc.
Expedition. Okay, explain. Expedition above Heaven's Arena is really surprising to me.
Yeah, I think the reason why is because like when it comes to sort of like the sort of like I don't know, I guess like sort of political landscape for Hunter x Hunter, like the expedition arc is like so good. Like it's like, and it's so chock full of information, and we get to see all these like extremely powerful characters just like interact in these. I don't know, like the word I guess is just just fantastic. It's just fantastic. We get to see Jing and Pariston interact. We get to see Jing like just in his glory, like as like not just a character that's just like trolling like the other Zodiacs, but like a character that like is like has layers. Yeah. You know, in like the best way. Yeah. Where he's like, donating funds, and he's, not like he's like simultaneously playing with Pariston, but also like being like a decent like person, like with all these other folks, and like all that is like great. Understanding like why the Cocking Empire is so absurd. Like they weren't even like part of like the G5, but like they had become so powerful, and they're like geopolitical power had become so powerful that the G5 was like, yo, we just got to let them in, because if we don't do that, like Like if we don't do that, like shit's gonna be. Well, sorry.
No,
like it's not gonna end. You know, sorry. You know what I mean?
No F-bombs. No F-bombs.
That
You're good
is
otherwise.
like. So it was like I loved that and like learning about it, and then we also learned about why the Dark Continent was so ridiculous. We learned about Jing's ancestor.
Dawn,
like we got so much. We got beyond Netanel. Like we got so much.
Yeah.
We got and like why, and we understood why Aluka like is alter ego is like so powerful, and where they come from. Like we got a lot. Like we got a lot. And like
it is weird because you're bringing up a lot of points, you know, where if somebody was to ask me what are some of my favorite story arcs in One Piece, I would probably say the Reverie in the manga. I love the Reverie in the manga because of the same reasons you're bringing up, right? It's this massive info dump. But I think the reason why it doesn't work as well for me in Hunter x Hunter is because I feel like, and this is really going to get me in trouble if I don't word this exactly the right way, but I would say that I feel like, on average, Hunter x Hunter arcs, let me rephrase this again. The average Hunter x Hunter arc is better. Lightly, the average Hunter x Hunter arc is better than the average One Piece arc, in my opinion. I would say that because the post-time skip story arcs of One Piece, things like Dressrosa, Punk Hazard, Fishman Island, Whole Cake Island, Wano's really good right now. I'm liking Wano and I love Zoe, but I would say because we haven't had a lot of those 10 out of 10 story arcs that we had pre-time skip in the current manga, despite the fact that Wano is being set up in a way where it could be one of those story arcs, if it continues in this direction, it could be like top 5 of the series, man. I really think Wano could be really, really good. However, because the other story arcs surrounding the Reverie weren't as good, like I think if Reverie was surrounded by Water 7 and Marineford, it wouldn't be Marineford, but like, let's say Water 7 and Skypiea or something, right? Like 2 really big, epic, great story arcs of the first half of One Piece. I don't think people would have liked
more than Dressrosa.
Oh, absolutely. What are you high? Yes, absolutely.
Way.
I like Skypiea more than Dressrosa.
All right.
That's a whole
One Piece
that's a whole
another
other
time.
discussion topic.
That's Dressrosa.
Bro, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
Skypiea with a Dressrosa?
Yes, no doubt.
Oh!
And I love Doflamingo. I love Doflamingo.
Join the next side of the forest.
But yes, Skypiea is definitely better than Dressrosa. Yeah.
Oh man.
Anyway, though, this isn't a One Piece stream. Going back to my point, I think because
I hear what you're saying,
yeah.
but I don't agree with why you say that the Reverie is better than info dumps in Hunter x Hunter. I think it's because.
But I also think the way
From
the
a
info,
core
I will say this
standpoint-
too. Hold on, because so I don't get myself in trouble with my One Piece audience again. I will say that Brago, I swear you're testing me, man. You're making these noises. You're testing me. I feel like the way that Togashi does info dumps and the way that Oda does info dumps, if you compare them, I would say that Oda is better at it. Just
agree, but that's not the point.
But no,
I feel
it is though, because if we're looking at these story
feel
arcs,
like
if I'm explaining like why I don't think the expedition is as good as some of the other ones, I would say because when you look at like the wall of texts in certain moments of the expedition versus the hey, by the way, this is the bounty of this character. And thank you, by the way, to all the donations. I'll read those out later from Sam the Gunman and Apex Pie saying, Hunters, hear me rejoice. Hunter x Hunter is officially better than One Piece. I didn't say that, Chief. Don't be putting words in my mouth. All right.
Now, Roger, I can't believe you'd say that.
No, I didn't say that. All right. But see, now you guys got me all flustered. Whatever. We're just going to move on. That's fine. We're going to move on.
Hold on.
I'm flustered now.
I'm
I'm flustered.
For a second.
I got 1,400 viewers in here hearing me say this. I'm flustered. All right.
Hold on. The expedition arc, I think that not only does Togashi not do info dumps as well as Oda, you're forgetting that the series is crafted from an entirely different standpoint.
Sure it is,
You're not
of course.
You're not sticking around Hunter x Hunter to learn more about the world that they inhabit.
Right.
You're watching Hunter x Hunter for the crazy, as I've mentioned, psychological messes the characters find themselves in.
Right.
The wackiness of Hisoka, the existentialism of Meruem. You have a lot of really crazy minds to explore, and that's really where Hunter x Hunter shines. Whereas One Piece shines with the vast world that they live in. So we are all starved for information about One Piece's world.
Yes.
So any info dump in One Piece is not only welcome, it's when everyone starts prostrating themselves and bowing to whatever manga
Goda,
streaming
of course.
service.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Whereas
not
Hunter
whatever.
Hunter-
No, we use the official release at biz.com/shonenjump. We read the official release. We support the official release out here. Legal manga boys, you already know. I heard you say.
I'm excited to read the new chapter
Whatever
tonight.
service.
So.
We use biz.com/shonenjump, man, all right? That's what we're using.
Yeah.
I'm excited for illegalpiratmanga.com
Oh,
where I
man.
should read it tonight. The hype is real. But that said and
yeah,
done,
yeah.
I don't know. I would also not put the Expedition arc nearly as high.
Right.
Since, in all honesty, we got into this whole fight just trying to roast BMC. So
No, I mean, we didn't roast it. But I was interested because you brought up, that you really liked all the info dump moments. And I think, Nux, you put it in a good way. Because I think it is that we're all starved for information about the world of One Piece, whereas I'm not really starved for information about the world of Hunter x Hunter as I am like, oh, what's Kurapika up to? What's Killua up to? Like I'm constantly starved for what all of our main characters are doing right now, as opposed to, the world and how all the countries interact with each other and these 14 princes and all this stuff,
that's my boy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think you
for
put it in a good
example,
way.
after you didn't see Leorio for a while, you want to see what he's doing.
All right.
You didn't see Kurapika for a while, you want to see what he's doing.
I'm seeing somebody in here right now. You know what? I'm going to do this, Dritz. I'm going to pull you in here. I know you're a troll. I know we got 1,500 people in here.
Oh, boy.
Dritz, hop in, jump in my Discord, hop in the main deck voice thing, and I'll pull you up into the stream room. I'm adding Dritz into this call. All right, we're adding Dritz to this ranking. All right, let's see this.
I'm gonna be right back.
All right, yeah, hop right back. Well, yeah, BMC, you just shared your number 6, so Nux and Brago, one of you guys can go and share your number 6 then while we're waiting for Dritz.
I think I go.
Right,
my number 6, I would say election.
Election, okay.
You
I
guys,
enjoyed.
this is blasphemy. The election is so good.
I really enjoyed election arc, and like you guys said, the Lucas stuff was a bit, wonky. It was a bit weird.
No, they said that. I did not say that.
Well,
I like the Lucas stuff.
Yeah, the Lucas stuff was fine.
Yeah.
I felt like it was kind of out of place because it kept going back and forth a little bit.
Yeah.
The election stuff.
I can as far as progression goes, they had to include the Aluka stuff in the election arc just because the Chimera Ant arc was like as dark of an arc as you can get tone wise.
Yeah.
So you can't just pop back to some nice jovial election. You need the mess to continue.
Yeah.
It was. I understand like it complementing the election, what was going on there, but I think my issue with the election arc a little bit was like with these characters that were introduced, you can tell there was a lot more to them, but it was just like being saved a little bit. Like with Paris, it was like him and Jing. It's like they were having this like psychological warfare, but it's like a lot more to them. It's just like them testing each other. So it's going to be a lot greater down the line. So it's like, okay, I want to see them at their fullest potential. Like now they're just feeling each other out. And they pretty much said as much. It was like, yeah, I'm just seeing how you do things. So it was really good, but I just know it's a lot more to come. So I can't help but be a bit, underwhelmed, I guess.
That's fair.
That's why I have election arc right there.
Dritz the Drag Down has now entered the call. So
Good evening, gentlemen. Hope you have a good day.
All right, so real quick. To catch you up to speed, I want you to go through your number 9 through number 6 right now. Just to catch you up to speed. I don't know if you have access to the drive. Or...
You're gonna have to remind me what these are.
I don't think Dritz is remembers.
No, okay, hold on.
Intellectual.
We're really gonna complain. You guys in the chat are really gonna complain about Dritz and the Hunter x Hunter things, and if he doesn't remember certain things, and yet we let Ty talk for 30 minutes during these One Piece streams.
To be honest, though, we kicked Ty out whenever we were in the Game of Thrones stream. Not like the dragon.
That's completely different.
No, it's not. I love
Dritz,
Ty, but it's not different. It's not different. Dritz, you've read Hunter x Hunter, right? You've read all Hunter x Hunter.
Dritz
Yeah,
doesn't remember.
I read it like 5 years ago.
Oh, even better. That's even better. We need a wild card in
I
here.
will
That's
pay
good.
you $5 if you put the Chimera Ant arc last and then the
Don't do
Yo,
that.
to be
Don't
honest,
do
I
it.
was gonna say I did. Whenever I was first
Bro,
reading it,
don't
it's been
do
a
it.
long time.
Should be
I did
banned
not
from
like
everywhere.
the Chimera Ant arc when I read it.
Oh,
I dropped Hunter x Hunter
what?
after reading that arc.
Yo, Dritz, appreciate you coming
Yeah,
by,
this
my
was
guy.
great, man.
Yeah, it was
All
a
right, anyway.
pleasure. I'll talk to you guys
All right,
tomorrow.
there you go. Dritz is hopping out of this call then. All right, see you later, Dritz. All right, anyway, we're back.
Oh,
We're back.
man.
We're back. All right, so Nux, what's your number 6?
Well, this is a rough one for me. I'm kind of toggling between two, and I may change my mind later. But my number 6 is Heaven's Arena.
All right, Evans Arena.
Okay.
That's fair. All right.
That's fair.
Explanations as to why.
Oh, I feel like the moments that I've mentioned before, all the Hisoka moments. For me, that's really what carried this arc.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I feel like Hisoka was a much better character in this arc than in the Hunter exam arc, and he wasn't really in the other two that I've mentioned so far.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's as to why it's above the others.
Oh, man.
But as to why it's below the others, you shall see.
I mean, I'm looking at these top 5 right now, and I'm getting really nervous because I think my top 2. I pretty much know what my top 2 are going to be, but
I think I have a cop out for the top 5.
5 through 3.
I think it's pretty easy.
I don't know. I don't think it's pretty easy. Well, all right. If you think it's easy, I'm going to have you share your number 5 first. Go ahead, Brago. What's your number 5?
So for number 5,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put Heaven's Arena.
Okay.
That was pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Put Heaven's
I
Arena.
am so excited because I know I'm going to trigger all you guys when you see where I put the election arc.
Well, I agree with Brago though. I think Heaven's Arena is probably my number 5. I think Heaven's Arena is also my number 5 too. So I'll write that in there right now. I mean, for the same reasons we brought up. I think we've beaten a dead horse a bunch of times at this point. We've covered it. So yeah, I agree. Heaven's Arena.
Hisoka.
Yeah, Hisoka's the GOAT. But I mean, Hisoka is the reason why another one of these arcs that isn't even finished yet is above all these other story arcs. Because that fight, when we get to that fight, dude, I lost my mind, I think 5 or 6 times during that live reaction stream. If you have not already gone and watched my live reaction to that Hisoka fight that happens during the Succession arc, and then
I definitely will, right?
And then what happens afterwards? Oh my god.
Oh man,
so good.
Hisoka's so good.
So good.
Listen.
He's the greatest, man. He's the greatest. Like, thinking back to that fight, there's one thing in particular. I'll save it. Whatever. I'll save it. Nux, give me your number 5. I'll save it.
Number 5.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's going to be Greed Island.
All right. Greed Island's number 5. That hurts, really.
To be fair, hold on.
Okay.
Greed Island is my favorite non-isekai anime.
Oh,
okay.
man.
Fair enough.
And I think that the dodgeball fight is potentially one of the 3 greatest fights in Hunter x Hunter.
I completely agree with you. That's something I was going to bring up later. Razor versus Hisoka, Killua, and Gon. And the character moments that happen on the in-between where you see Killua's hands and he's been holding the ball and he still wants to do it for Gon, and Gon's like the only one that can hold it. It's so good. And then Razor during Green Island, even right before that fight, when he like volleyball one shit kills, what did I just say? One shit kills? One hit kills.
Man.
Bro. When
Roger, that's not Disney.
No, I know, it's not Disney.
When the guy was trying to leave?
Oh, when the dude's trying to leave and he just goes boom.
Let's
but then also when the Phantom Troop rolled up to
flex
like,
guard on the Phantom Troop, right?
Yeah.
It's so good. Yeah, when he just teleports them out of there, like, oh man. Razor's a monster.
Bye.
He's a monster.
Wow.
And I'm not gonna lie, I think that my favorite moments in Greed Island were with Hisoka.
Well, yeah. I mean, most of us probably, well, not every, I mean, I like a lot of Bisky's moments.
Also,
I love Greed Island.
Let's not forget that Bisky trapped serial killer in a rink and had him trained.
But no, and he was a good dude.
Yeah. Eventually,
oh my god,
dude.
he did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Until he was forced to.
Oh, my bad.
Right.
Shout out to Benoit, man. And Genthru?
Oh, man. Genthru's great. Dude, I still, to this day, make bomber memes on Twitter. Like,
I love Genthru.
I love that thing. Like, there was a bunch of movies recently this year were getting, like, review bombed. I think it was, like, Captain Marvel or... it was a game. It was a game. There was a game that came out, some Nintendo game that came out, and people were review bombing the game before it came out. And I tweeted out, I was like, if I touch the Metacritic users who are review bombing this game on the shoulder and say I caught the bomber, does it delete all the bad reviews? Like,
oh man!
Oh man, I do too. I think his power is really interesting. I like. Well, I guess I'll save my thoughts on Greed Island for when I get to it on my list. But yeah. I think Greed Island at number 5 though is a respectable, understandable choice though.
It's fair.
Yeah, it's fair. All right, BMC, you're back, right? All right, what is your number 5?
My number 5 is the chairman election arc.
All right.
I got that at number 5.
Election.
Number 5.
That's pretty high.
Yep.
Lux is punching the air right now.
Wow. Yeah, I was going to say, Nux, you're the only one. I just realized you haven't put election on here yet. So,
And can I be the first to talk about number 4?
Is that election?
Nope, it's the Succession War.
Whoa, hold on. Whoa. You ruined my transition. I was gonna if that was number 4, I was gonna let you and BMC talk about how much you like the election arc. All right, but BMC, I want to hear this. Then why do you think election is top 5?
Election is top 5. One, I mean, like just some of the characters that have already been mentioned. Parison, of course, just an absurd troll.
Yeah.
Know what he's doing is just brilliant. But like the layers like behind that, it's not that he's not just like I'm a troll. He's like I'm a troll, and I found someone who appreciated me for who I was, and then they died, and now I'm just a really sad troll, and I'm trying to like be happy again. Almost, it's just so good. Yeah. I'm just like, man, like this guy is like a deep troll.
BMC, admit it. You only put it number 5 because you like the jelly bean guy.
I like beans too. Everybody likes beans. Beans is okay, bro.
Beans is lovable.
I need like a figure. I need a Beans figure.
Yeah, Beans. I think they probably do make a Beans figure. Bro, somebody in my chat is spamming Rolo needed puppets to beat Hisoka over Rolo. All right. I'm going to time you out real quick just because I agree with you. I like Hisoka more, but I got to time you out, buddy. That's like taking up my whole chat.
He said Lorolo.
Lorolo. Dude, it literally lagged. He was posting it so many times that my chat lagged on OBS. I have to reset my chat. There we go. All right, we're here. The chat was super. Wait, no, hold on. My chat's still not. Dang, this sucks. Did I just screw this up? Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. I think I ruined my chat. Hashtag get Dritz. Oh, Dritz, get out of my chat right now. He said get Dritz in the stream. I can't.
But no, there's top 5. I agree.
All right. Go ahead, Nux. Whatever. Succession arc number 4. I don't even want to.
Since we're talking about the Succession arc on such a high note,
right.
Thank you for the energy, Roger.
Right.
Very appreciated.
Yeah, that's right.
So, as I've mentioned in the beginning, my appreciation of the manga is less than my appreciation of the anime. I feel like that reading Hunter x Hunter it's not in its element. The text walls, and I feel like even the pacing is done better in the anime itself. So, that definitely did reduce my enjoyment. That said, and also the arc is not over. Also, every moment Hisoka is on page, he is doing freaking amazing things that I will not talk about here for spoiler reasons.
Yeah.
Also, I love Kurapika, that he's really given a spotlight, and I really like this villain that I don't remember his name. Sejin Schnegelvich, or whatever his name is.
I call him Serendick. I thought his name is Serendick. Because it's like, it's written like Serendich or something. And so I called him Serendick, and people were like, that's not how you say it. And I just said, well, that is how I'm going to say it until someone corrects me.
I have to say,
and he's a jerk, so I think Serendick fits.
Whenever I was reading the manga, I have to admit, I gave him a different name. I never committed to a name.
All right.
I called him anything that had a lot of letters in it, sort of.
Yeah, whatever came to mind at the time.
Fair enough.
He's a very interesting character. So, just saying, top 4 arcs is really good.
Yeah.
Even if the arc didn't have a conclusion, that's fantastic.
Yes.
It contained I like Meruem versus Netero maybe more than Hisoka versus Crollo.
But it's top 3. Yeah, for sure.
But that's, again, it's not animated.
It's not animated.
Right,
yeah.
right.
We got to see how it is when it's animated.
So,
right.
Reading Crollo versus Hisoka, I'm like also reading text box because it's also Hisoka's thinking what Crollo's thinking that Hisoka's thinking. It's like one of those he said, she said type.
There's a lot going on.
It was
all
brilliant.
What matters though about the Succession arc fight between Hisoka and Crollo is that moment where Hisoka realizes like, things are looking pretty bad. He's been doing the bowling ball attack with the dude's head throughout the course of the whole fight, swinging it around, decapitating all these characters, and then finally realizes, no, I need a little bit more damage. Bungee gums like 5 audience members, and just human hammer swings around. Bro, when I got to that moment, I screamed so loud into my pillow that I'm pretty much, I blew out my voice for the next like 20 minutes on that stream. I could not get over what an amazing moment that was. And like you guys said already, that needs to get animated at some point in my lifetime. It needs to be. Yep. I'm craving it so badly that I looked up motion comics on YouTube of people like motion comic animating that fight because, it's so good.
great.
Oh, anyway, that said, if it had an anime adaptation and it was an arc that finished, it would probably be higher. But being that it has neither of those two things, I'm going to put it in number 4.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, who want-
If I had to guess, I think all 3 of you are going to say Greed Island right now.
I agree with
I don't know. Maybe.
I agree with next. Number 4 for me is
Succession. Ooh, we're getting spicy. All right.
Ooh, interesting.
All right.
Yeah.
This is good. This is good.
Yeah, like I said, it was really good. You know, the topics that the Nux touched on, but it's just not done. It's not finished.
Yeah.
So
That's right. And also, it's like, I'm reading a whole volume here.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like one of the recent chapters, one of the pages was just text. That's not forgivable.
that's tough. That's
See, and
it's a lot to
I haven't gotten
look
to
past.
that just text chapter yet.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to cancel the read through before I get to that chapter. Because I told people I did a read through stream, like I said, about 2-3 days ago to catch up to the manga. And my plan was just to do, I think it's 351 to 359, the Hisoka Crollo fight in the aftermath. My plan was just to do that on live stream. But so many people were like, please, you need to read the remainder of this arc on live stream. Then I'm going to do it. I was planning on doing it off camera. I'm going to do it. But when I get to that point where everybody's talking about where it just becomes text, I'm definitely going to stop. So I'm probably only going to do one more read-through stream to see a little bit more of what happens on the boat and the other princes, but once I get past that point, I think we're good.
Hunter x Hunter, the Succession arc, it's like a lot of great moments, but for me, it's just better if you can just take your time and digest and figure out exactly the things that are going on instead of like trying to, be entertaining, I guess, because it's just a lot that you got to like consume. So
yeah. All these people in my chat are saying you guys gotta stop complaining about reading. Well, I'm sorry, man. It's just it's different when you're a YouTuber and you gotta read it out loud as opposed to just reading it silently by yourself. Like there's something that comes with doing live reactions.
Takashi is not the greatest artist on the planet.
But then people are gonna say, "How did you not see that?
Right?
How did you not see what was going on?"
Exactly. It's like, well, there's a lot of information on the text. I'm trying to follow the chat. I'm trying to follow these new characters. Detroit's Reaper just donated and said his top 4 are from bottom to the top: Chimera Ant, Greed Island, Hunter Exam, and Yorknew, which is very controversial. Chimera Ant's 4. But all right, Detroit's Reaper, I respect you for shooting your shot on the live stream in front of 1,500 people. That's fine. That's that's fine. All right, well, BMC, you want to go next then? What's your number 4?
Wait, give me 1 sec. Something's up.
Oh, something's going on? I'll say my number 4
I'm
then.
not signed yet.
Okay.
Oh, no, I'm good.
Oh,
Hold
you're
on.
good? Okay. What's your number 4 then?
So, my number 4 is Greed Island.
All right. And I'm going to add to this. We'll have a little bit of a conversation because my number 4 is also Greed Island.
All right. So I was pretty close.
Easy enough.
I guess.
Easy enough.
Yeah.
So a little bit of explanation as to why it's your number 4, BMC? I think we're going to have a lot of the same points, I think, but...
So for me, I think probably the first thing that makes it so great is just how, it's clear that Togashi took so much time with Greed Island. It's almost like for me, it's almost like the first arc where it's very clear that he just sat down, did his research, and was like, all right,
he created
how many games? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay, to be fair, Togashi created multiple games within the world of Hunter x Hunter. One of which I was so mad that I found out that it wasn't a real thing afterwards, because I'm like, that would be such a good live stream to invite other YouTubers and play Gungi. Bro, I need that to be a thing. I want to do put Gungi on the Nintendo Switch, and I will invite you guys to do live streams with me, and we'll play Gungi together. I want it so badly.
But sorry to interrupt, BMC.
No, it's cool.
Yeah, please continue.
I love that. I was like, yo, and of course, because there's an anime adaptation to it, I think that just helps it along. I think if you're reading that, maybe it's not as fun for you. But I think for me, I remember reading Yu-Gi-Oh! And reading certain board game stuff like Hikaru no Go, Yu-Gi-Oh! That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So Greed Island for me was oh, we good. We good. I'm chilling. I'm happy. And I love that there's little things at the end where Gon is the one person who gets the high score because he's someone that because he's someone that loves animals. So it's easy for him to just kind of like remember certain things and like be just kind of more aware of that, like that sort of empathy that he has.
And we know the golden rule. At this point, we all know the golden rule of Hunter x Hunter, which is that good
hunters...
Oh, no, I was going to... Come on, bro. Good
Return!
Oh, my God. Good hunters are well-liked by animals. And, that's something that just stuck in my head. It was one of those things like bungee gum has the properties of both rubber and gum. It's like... just one of those things they reverse so much that it becomes a troll.
I'm glad that they reminded us a few times about bungee gum. I still get it confused sometimes.
This man Dritz, I swear, he's wild in the chat. He's going, Roger needs to do better kicking me out of this call. BMC needs to ruin his career on Twitter. All right, Dritz. I'm pretty sure no one's going to cancel me for kicking Dritz out of a call. I think that's... Well, I don't know. Dritz has a lot of followers. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I don't know.
We'll see. All right.
Next.
But yeah, Green Island. Green Island, I agree with everything BMC said. I think Green Island's a fantastic arc. It's number 4. For me, I think we're getting pretty obvious after this point, like who's choosing what. I'm just going to say this right now because it goes into what I was going to say about Green Island. Number 3 for me is Succession. Succession is not yet finished. And so, obviously, I can't put it any higher, but truly, that moment with Hisoka versus Chrollo is one of the top 3 best...
beautiful.
Yeah, one of the top 3 best anime manga fights of all time. I would say easily top 3 within Hunter x Hunter. If we're saying... I would probably say Razor versus Hisoka Gon Killua would be 3. I would say number 2 would be Hisoka Chrollo, and number 1 would be Meruem Netero. I would say those would be my top 3 favorite.
You. Yeah, I'm with you on those 3, 100%.
Yeah. Also, apologies that the chat isn't refreshing at the same rate. There's just a lot of people in here right now, so I'm sorry.
Just letting you know, Sarendic becomes such a goddamn fascinating character, and you haven't seen yet.
Well, I mean, I thought at first I read it incorrectly during the live stream. This is, again, a big reason why I wanted to read it off stream as opposed to doing it on stream. I was confused at first when I saw Sarendic sitting in his apartment and I saw like the blood trails and he was talking about how people only care about fashion, another word that I can't talk about. And, when he was sort of laying out his manifesto, I thought that he was sort of like, what's the name of the guy in American Psycho? What's the name of the character in American Psycho? You know what I'm talking about? The dude who's like, he's just very vapid and he only cares about his appearance. And about,
the dude who Christian Bale plays?
The guy Christian Bale plays, exactly. I was thinking Sarendic was like that guy. I thought he was like a serial killer like that guy who was just all about his appearance. And then when it wasn't that, and it was clear that he was talking about the 2 girls who only cared about just shopping and, getting with this cute guy, then, I became very interested in his character. So I'm excited to see where it's going to go. And I know there's going to be at least a couple more good moments if people want me to continue to do reactions. So I feel pretty safe putting Succession at number 3, just due to Hisoka versus Chrollo alone. So, and you guys were mentioning a company on and all that stuff. You guys keep talking for a second because I'm going to grab something real quick. Hold on.
He's saying that we just have to meme and buy time.
That's it. So
Perfect.
Your playground nuts go wild.
Yeah. So, Session War.
I expect a breakdown of why Election Arc is number 1.
Election Arc number 1 is that what you guys were saying while Adam Smith said, I never got a Nakama. Oh, Adam, I'm sorry. It's because you became a member right at the beginning of the stream. Let me give you one of these. Nakama! There you go, Adam. Thank you to the member group. Also, the thing I was going to go get was my binder. So, book on. Hold on. Let's get a Pokemon card. We got Pikachu right here. All right. Gain. I want a Pikachu. Where's my Pikachu? Oh, hold on. You know what? You know what would be funnier? Hold on. Let me grab a Lickitung. I've gone on with this bit too long. Now it's not going to be funny. That sucks. All right, here we go. Lickitung. Gain. Here we go. And then I get over here, and I grab my Lickitung plush. All right, this just ended up becoming a teching bit. This is not what I expected. I
thought you didn't do the Roger roll on your bed.
It's all right. It's fine. I should have grabbed Lickitung.
The Roger roll.
What's the Roger roll? What's the Roger roll?
Based off the Tekking Tumble.
Of the Tekking Tumble.
Tekking Tumble and the Roger roll?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it is what it is. Yeah, I still think one of my favorite moments of Greed Island was something that wasn't even in the story arc. I just was laughing so hard during this moment in the anime, where you know how you had like the little moments afterwards where Gon and Killua explain what the cards can do? And it's the one where Killua is talking to Gon, and he's like, oh, can I see your cards? And then Gon opens up his book and he goes, you can see my cards whenever you want, Killua.
I actually remember
I
that
laughed
moment.
so hard. That was like one of the highlights of the Greed Island reactions. I laughed so hard at that. And that, to the point where, like, I'll be, my girlfriend lives with me, obviously, and sometimes I'll just be like, I'll show you my cards whenever you want. The funniest thing, I live for their friendship. I really do. I think Gon and Killua are just like, they're fantastic together. Two of them are the best. Best friends in all the anime, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I love it.
I don't know. Guts and Griffith have that for me.
I don't know.
Berserk,
You read Berserk,
Berserk is that violent anime, right? There's a lot of violent things that happen in Berserk.
That's violent anime.
There's
There's a lot of violent things that happen in that. I would say so, Roger.
Somebody dies in Berserk, right? There's a character.
Yeah,
that
somebody
gets hurt.
dies. Yeah,
That's right.
You know,
Yeah,
a
somebody
lot of
dies.
die in Berserk.
That's what I thought.
The violent things happen in
That's
that
right.
anime.
There's blood in that anime, right?
A little bit.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
A bit.
Just a
Every
little bit.
like chapter or two, you know.
Yeah.
Oh god,
Dang.
that's hilarious.
That is funny. All right,
who's next?
Who's next for their number 3? Who wants to share their number 3?
All right, I'll go. Number 3, I have Greed Island.
Okay.
I absolutely love Greed Island. I think, other than the characters in Greed Island, from like Benolt, who I adore, again through, I just seen the growth of Killua and Gon and their relationship, and also their strength, and the introduction of Bisky as well. I thought that was cool, and I think Genthru as a villain is kind of underrated. Just how intimidating he was in that arc.
Yeah.
And the lens people went through just to just avoid him, and of course, like he's not like an overpowered character. His power is really technical, but once he has you, like he has you, you know. So that was really good.
I also just realized you kind of like skimmed over it for a second, and then I went, wait, what? You mentioned, Greed Island's got Benolt. Benolt's the scissor guy, right? With the scissors?
Yeah, Benolt. Yeah. You don't like Benolt?
He's like,
Come on,
one of your favorite moments of Greed Island is Benolt?
I love Benolt. Yeah, he's just like a regular guy. He's a regular guy. He did nothing wrong. And he's just like, they hate him because he's ugly.
I don't hate him
see,
because
like
he's ugly.
Meruem.
They don't like him because he's ugly.
No, I know. It's true that I don't like certain characters in One Piece because they're fat. That's true. There are some fat characters in One Piece I don't like. But just because a character is ugly or fat does not...
How dare you talk shade on Big News Morgan like that?
Okay, Big News... First off, Big News is Big Bone. I'm talking about... Treble, I guess, isn't actually fat. Treble's just surrounded by nasty mucus.
Did I hear you just throw shade at Senor Pink?
Well, Senor Pink's... I guess, you know what? It isn't that I don't like... I like the fat characters in One Piece, I guess.
Wow.
It's just that a lot of the worst villains in One Piece happen to be fat. That's all. That's all.
Do we count Moria as fat?
I would say Moria's...
I consider Moria a deflated whoopee cushion.
I would say Moria's thick. I would say Moria's thick.
All right.
Yeah, Moria's
like
thick.
it.
Yeah. Wait, Benolt, continue. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so Benolt's my guy. You know, just a regular guy.
More importantly, Brago, I need you to explain to me why you like Greed Island more than the Succession War.
I think for Greed Island, I appreciated just the lens they had to go through to take down someone like Genthru.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, like I said, underrated just how like intimidating he was without being overpowered. And again, even at the end, people kind of forget this because it's not a thing anymore, but Gon lost an arm fighting him, even with preparation. Like he was...
I remember, he lost an arm and then it was retconned because...
and then they gave him his arm back.
Bone!
Yeah, they gave him his arm back, so you know, it's a lot to like with Greed Island, and the tones it shifts constantly. And of course, we still had the Razor stuff that was a part of it, and of course, Ahsoka, the Phantom Troop being a part of it.
Yep.
It's like a lot of moments in there that's kind of like overlooked because I think Greed Island people felt like it dragged on because, like I said, a lot was going on. But it's like a lot of memorable moments.
I love Greed Island, I really do. But when you're comparing Hisoka and the Phantom Troop. in the Succession War to Greed Island. I think that they shine way brighter in the Succession War.
Well, I think with the Succession War, like I take a lot away from it because it's not animated and it's not finished. So I like if the Succession War got animated today, I would place it over Greed Island, right? Just like,
Okay.
no question.
I'm with you 100%.
Yeah. So but Greed Island, just like and like Biscuit's thick too. So
Biscuit's a cool character, man. I'll say that. Biscuit's a cool character. Some of you guys might notice I'm writing a whole other column over here. This is for Anime Fan Talk.
Anime Fan Talk,
who sent me a DM on Twitter, and he said, "Sorry, I couldn't be here. This is my list if you want extra input. I'm about to head out to go see One Piece Stampede." Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I wrote this in reverse. He said Yorknew.
Yes, Greed Island first.
No. I read this wrong. Wait a minute. Hold on.
I'm like, that's my guy.
I read this wrong. Hold on. I read this wrong.
Now, AFT, I hate you.
He's got Greed Island in last. Wait.
I hate you, bro.
Okay. Now I understand what's going on. I was very confused. I'm like, wow, he's putting Greed Island at number 1, and he's putting Chimera Ant near the bottom. This is interesting. But
Greed Island last?
Wow, man. All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sir.
Wow.
You gotta go rewatch Hunter x Hunter.
I think he has been rewatching it with me because I've seen him in a couple of my streams. Bro, why would he write his name? Franklin, what are you doing, bro? He wrote it in reverse, bro. Why'd you write this in reverse? Now I gotta. I'm running a stream, and now I gotta look at this and write it a different way.
Roger, did you use Gyo?
I didn't use Gyo. You know what?
Yeah.
I should start using Gyo, and then I'll.
You would have seen it for what it was.
Here we go. Now I'm seeing it for what it is. Here we go. I'm right in the right area. Chimera Ant. There we go. We got.
Just put up her fingers. You gotta guess the number.
What's the whole match?
Election and Succession, dude. He's putting Election and Succession over Chimera Ant. This is a little sus.
This is
but
the man
right.
of culture.
I don't know about this.
Listen, man. Chimera Ant.
To be
we're
fair,
gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
The only reason why he put the Succession War arc so high is because he likes that Bakugo died in that arc.
What? Okay, so you gotta explain that meme to me because I don't know what's going on. I've been seeing that on Twitter every day. This whole Bakugo dies thing. I don't understand it. Where did that start? Where did that start?
For me,
I know you started it. I know you, but I'm just saying, like, why did that start? What kicked that off? Why did you decide to go? Oh, you know what? I'm gonna start saying Bakugo's dead.
Perhaps you should watch my video on the matter.
I'm not gonna watch your video. I'm not gonna give you more views for trolling me, telling me a character is gonna die. That's crazy, Nux.
Well,
this man Nux.
I'm sorry,
this man Nux is out here begging for
time.
views when he's got like quadruple all of our views combined, bro. Nux is like the rising star of the anime fandom right now. Aren't you?
I feel like I would do a better job explaining it in my video.
Yeah, I'll watch your video. I'll watch your video, Nux. All right, I'll watch your video. Here we go.
That's to leave a like.
Leave
Leave a like.
Bro, you're literally 40,000. Oh no, you're not. No, I read that wrong. You're 60,000 away from 1 million right now, dude. You're almost at 1 million. This man is killing it.
That's insane.
Holy mackerel, dude. I know mackerel in my chat's gonna come up. All right, anyway, we got off topic. Nux, what's your number 3?
Oh, you thought that I was gonna say number 3 was my election arc, but it, after all, was me, Dio.
Did you really write Dio in the?
He put Dio there, yeah.
He did. He wrote Dio. All right. Ed, you gonna explain yourself as to why Dio's your number 3?
I'm gonna go with the election arc only because I would put Dio at number 2. To be fair.
All right, you put Dio at number 2. Cool.
So I love the election arc. I think it's amazing, and I don't think you give it enough credit.
All right, that's fair enough.
That said, I think Pariston is such a fascinating character, and for me, he picks up the entire arc. As far as politics goes, it sucks. All right, it's fair enough to say.
Yeah.
I think we all agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Hunter x Hunter's take on politics is fascinating because they introduce a character like what's his name? Pariston. They introduce a character like Pariston, and he is absolutely phony, and everyone that knows him hates his guts, and he makes sure that the people that know him hates his guts. And that said, he is still so good at manipulating by just smiling, looking good, and telling people what they want to hear. He manages to grab political power.
That's right.
I feel like this is Sagashi's interpretation of politics as a whole, and I feel like he does a fascinating and terrifying job making Pariston win. And that is why I love the election arc in Hunter x Hunter.
That's it. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Sorry, I
right.
listened to half of that because I was writing a column for Dritz that says canceled. So that's all I was.
You like me to repeat it?
No, I'm kidding. I'm teasing. No, I agree with you with what you're talking about with the political stuff being the weakest, but I also think that the political
stuff being the weakest? What are you talking? You didn't listen to a word. You started it all out.
I'm only teasing you. I'm teasing you.
This is great. Yeah, you teased. Yeah, no, you're
One more time.
No, I'm teasing. BMC, go
Oh,
ahead.
Dritz is canceled.
It's just literally nonstop memes. I feel like this has just become memes for the past.
It has.
Past 10 minutes,
totally
man.
ignored it. Tried to pass it off.
No, I didn't.
And failed.
I heard you. You were talking about how much you like Pariston. He's your favorite character, and you're going to do a video about Pariston hentai in the near future. I heard the whole thing, man. I understand. All right.
The
BMC, what's your number
hentai
3?
it's on the back burner, the Pariston hentai.
That's right. But you're doing that video eventually.
That's not what I said at all about why I like the election arc. But it's okay. You'll never know. Moving on.
I have this video as a VOD, Nux. I'll go back and read it. I just needed to have Dritz canceled in the stream. That's all. I needed to write canceled. That's all.
All right, it's all right. You try to zone it out because you know you won't be able to defeat it with facts and logic.
That's what it is. That's right. Well, this man, hold on. Wait, okay, well, hold on a minute, though. Because this man, Nux, is tweeting on Twitter. I don't know why we're doing this now. Nux tweeted on Twitter the other day. He was like, anime people are stupid. We need to stay out of politics. Meanwhile, you're talking about...
You didn't say a word about politics.
You're talking about the politics of this story arc and how brilliant it is.
Dude, you totally ignored everything I said, and now you're trying
I'm
to
not
flex
ignoring
on me.
anything. I'm not ignoring anything. Maybe
What thousand
I
are
ignored
your
it
mind?
because I disagree with you heavily. That's why I ignored it.
Disagree so much you didn't even hear what I
was
said.
blinded by your clout is what it was, Nux. I'm blinded by your clout. That's what it is.
So sad. This is so sad.
Actually, people in the chat are really enjoying this. They're like, this is the highlight of the stream. So we can keep going. We're not.
Yeah, I'm having a good time.
I'm having a good time. This is a lot of fun.
I'm
actually.
honored. I'd have to say I'm honored that when you don't want to hear my opinion because you're afraid I'll change your mind, you just ignore it.
You're not going to change my mind. I know full well the election arc is going to stay where it is. It's going to stay at number 7. And it's literally only because I don't feel the connection that I think you and a lot of other people feel with Pariston. I don't.
You just hate Pariston.
I don't hate Pariston, but I just feel like people. Oh my God, Nux! Look at this. He's putting election at number 1, dude. He's out trolling me on my own stream, man. We're trolling each other, and he's out trolling me again. No, I do like Pariston, and I like a lot of the stuff in the election arc. But honestly, for me, my favorite stuff in election is Leorio. So. And I find it interesting that the stuff that you found most interesting about that arc is not Aluka and Anika, because to me, that's what I liked the most about the election arc outside of Leorio. I thought like Aluka's powers and the stuff with the Zoldyck family, and even like, not to get too political, but I actually thought the way that Togashi laid out Aluka and Nanika and having like the whole family call Aluka he, but then have Killua, who's the only person with Aluka/Nanika's good intentions at heart, call her she. I thought that was actually like pretty timely commentary, considering the fact this was still like 5 years ago. But this is stuff that's coming up even today. So,
Togashi was progressive.
Togashi was very progressive. Yeah.
Yeah, because Melody.
Yeah. Melody's okay, but Melody. All right, wait. I'm gonna out myself. I didn't realize Melody was a girl the first time I watched the anime, and I thought Melody was just some ugly guy that was gonna end up being a bad guy character. So I kept calling Melody Radicate during my live streams, and people got really mad at me. And, it was so rough. And then I finally got to Melody, and I felt so bad. Especially when you find out the story.
Look at the bright side, man. At least you didn't call Melody Nido King.
That's true. To be fair though, Melody has the Radicate teeth. That's why I said it in the first place.
I mean, Melody does look like
I think that's the point.
Yeah.
Like Togashi's doing it on purpose.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
absolutely.
Yeah, look at Pito.
Yeah. Well, that got me in trouble too, because then I was like, Pito's an ant, right? So Pito's an ant, and then to me, I looked at Pito, and Pito never brings up their preferred pronouns, but I just said they,
right.
So there you go. So look at that. I'm already number 1, top of the game. But when we got to Pito, I thought because I didn't know the character, I'm like, oh, that's a cat girl. That's clearly a cat girl. And so I kept saying she. And then all these people were like, no, Pito's a guy. And then I started saying, okay, well, he. But then people were trolling me because no, that wasn't the case. Pito is they. It's just a gender nondescript ant. But but Pito was also a mass murderer. So I feel like of all the characters where we're trying to get the pronouns right, I'd rather get Aluka's pronouns right than Pito's pronouns right. You know what I mean? Anyway.
I think the anime kind of went towards the theme.
Bro, yeah, Pito is a cat girl. Like, I don't,
Yeah.
BMC, what are your thoughts on this topic? I genuinely want to know BMC's thoughts on this.
I think for me, I think that like Tagashi's again, he just gets more progressive with every arc, and he's just introducing things that it's almost like if it feels like he just does that with anything that he writes. Like Yu Yu Hakusho worked in the same way.
Yeah.
Hunter x Hunter works in the same way. So there are things where he's like, okay, like I have the people's attention. Mm-hmm. Now I can introduce things to where it's like, okay, they're gonna see it. Like they're gonna have to grapple with this one way or the other.
Right, yeah. Like when he introduced the Aluka stuff and made a point to have the family call Aluka he, it was like clearly drawing attention to, oh no, we need to talk about why Killua calls her she, and I thought that was great. And I thought it was such a smart way to include it too, with like the demon inside. I thought it was awesome. Yeah. I really thought it was great.
Right, Roger, I have one more thing to tell you about the election arc.
No, okay.
If you pronounce it with the Japanese if you pronounce it with a Japanese accent, it sounds like the erection arc.
Now that's racist. That's racist to me. So I think you just outed yourself as a racist, Nuxtaku. So
that's racist.
That's racist. All right. So we got election at 3. All right, we got election at 3. BMC's still number 3. So yeah.
What was my number 3 is? Oh, this is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be good. My number 3 is. Take a guess.
I hope you don't say Chimera Ant, but.
Oh no, never.
Okay, good. Okay, then
Yorknew,
maybe.
Yeah, Yorknew.
All right, Yorknew. Wow. All right, so the lowest on this list then. BMC's putting Yorknew at number 3.
Yeah.
All right, explain yourself.
3. Ooh, it's gonna be rough because I know the chat's gonna be like, what? Like they're not gonna like it.
Yeah.
But for me, it's part of it is just gonna be like my explanations in terms of the other two, but like it's top 3 where we know that.
Yeah.
So that's like phenomenal. And like I think one of the reasons why I have it at 3 is because again, like Tagashi in like certain ways, he just gets so much better with certain things that he's doing. Yorknew is probably like the first arc where it's like it gets dark. Like it's like to me that's like the first like dark arc. So he's doing certain things with like just like with like the tone, like both manga and anime, the characters and what they're sort of dealing with, and the ways that they sort of interact, all these different factions. Like he's really like running the gauntlet with that. Like he's really in his bag. Like this is like Tagashi-san at work, like Tagashi Sensei at work, and it's the first time he's doing it in Hunter x Hunter. So it's great, but I feel like the other 2 arcs do what Yorknew does better. Like in terms of the characterization, in terms of the interactions of the characters with each other, in terms of the different factions and how much those factions actions affect the actions of other factions. Like it's so good in the other 2, and I feel like Yorknew is great, but I in some ways I just love the other 2 more. And also I feel like Yorknew is like very like it's Kurapika heavy, but it's like it sort of focuses on that, but it still feels kind of Gon Killua heavy at times. And I feel like with the Chimera sort of Ant, there's like it is Gon and Killua sort of heavy, but it doesn't feel like that because there is so much going on that like even though you know that Gon and Killua are centered, they doesn't feel like they are. Like it feels like Meruem is just as centered. It feels like some of the other Chimera Ants are just as centered. Yeah. Right. Like and I don't know how to, like that's what I'm sort of where I'm going with it. But I understand if people have like Yorknew at number 2, I totally get that. But I guess maybe I just like Chimera Ant and the Succession stuff better.
Yeah.
Or more.
Yeah, Yorknew is an interesting case because, some of the stuff you're bringing up where it really was the first time in the series it got super dark, right? Where we have the Requiem scene with Crollo and then the conducting and Neon's powers and then the death of Uvo and the Scarlet Eyes and the Moonlight. I mean, there's a lot of really scary, terrifying moments in the Yorknew City arc that were unlike pretty much anything else that's in the series at that point. But I think the reason why I would put Yorknew higher than Succession, well, one, Succession's still ongoing, which I think a big reason why I just can't justify it. But two, like the moments in Yorknew City that really stand out to me aren't even necessarily fight moments. Of course, Kurapika versus Uvo is fantastic. But I think even like the humor is underrated during the Yorknew City portion because there's that moment I'm thinking of.
Kurapika was hilarious.
Yeah, oh dude.
Kurapika in the car with the phone.
So funny.
And he calls the guy and says to him, yo, just wanted to make sure Gon and Killua were okay. And he's like, no, we already broke their arm. Then
And he's like the smirk.
And then he calls him back. He's like, oh, sorry, I was lying.
He was like, sorry. It's like, don't do that again.
Yeah. And, I mean, even...
So, let's not forget, again, Hisoka really manipulating a lot behind the scenes.
The technical surprise was clutch.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, dude, it was just so good. I mean, oh, my God, man.
And, like, one of my favorite.
We're talking about Yorknew.
Yeah, what the heck is Josh doing? One of my buddies who does gaming videos, he's in the chat right now, and he says, "RogersBase, I love you, bro. You don't watch anime? What are you doing in here? Go back to playing Animal Crossing. What are you doing?
He loves you.
I'll take it. That's good. When's our video going up? The video from last year, the Halloween video. Let me know. Also, we've had consistently 1,400, 1,500 people in here the entire stream, which is very impressive, I gotta say, for opening night of Stampede. You Hunter x Hunter fans are coming in and promoting Hunter x Hunter. I appreciate it. But while we're on the topic of Yorknew, since we all filled out our number threes, I'm gonna fill in my number two as well. My number two is obviously Yorknew City. For a lot of the same reasons. I had this discussion actually with Nux a while ago on Twitter, where I mentioned that I thought Yorknew and the first half of Chimera Ant was still my number one. And then we got to the moment at the end of the Chimera Ant arc, starting with the stuff with Netero and then leading into Komugi. And then I finally realized...
when they stormed the palace.
Man. And then once we get to that point, it was over. Then I knew Chimera was going to be my number one. But I mean, Yorknew still has so many amazing moments, and I would still say it's probably one of my top 5 favorite arcs in any anime or manga ever. I would say Yorknew City and Chimera arc are maybe... I would say I would put Yorknew on the same level... I gotta watch my words. I would say Yorknew... Okay, I'll say this. I would say Chimera Ants.
I would argue. I even like Yorknew better than the Long Ring Longland arc.
Oh yeah. Oh facts. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree with you on that.
just barely.
No, just barely. I'd say Yorknew is better than Long Ring Longland. No, I would say that Yorknew for me is the equivalent of a top 3 One Piece arc. And the reason I say that's because my top 3 are always fluctuating.
Good landing, Roger.
Yeah. But I would say then that way, my top 5 favorite arcs of all time, 3 of which are One Piece.
Controversial way.
That's
right.
That's
it's like top 3 One Piece.
Come on,
I was saying controversial stuff earlier during the stream. I eventually got there. I think I found the right wording. I think that's right. Yeah. I would say that it's the equivalent of a top 3 One Piece arc.
Very cool.
Yeah. There we go.
There
we go. We got that.
I guess I agree with you.
And what are the top 3 One Piece arcs?
We'll get back to that in a future video. That's right.
All right.
Yeah.
We all know it's obviously Water 7, Marineford, and Dressrosa.
Well, I was gonna say Water.
I'm kidding. Don't freak out. Don't freak out.
I was gonna say Water 7, Davy Backfight arc, and Thriller Bark probably are my top 3.
Wow.
No.
Wow. So we're very much on the same page on this one.
Oh man.
So Yorknew is just an uninspired version of New York. So let's call a spade here.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's
Wow.
So my favorite episode in Hunter x Hunter is episode 51. That's the Requiem of the Phantom Troop.
Yeah.
So that is my favorite episode, hands down, in Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
I know you preferred Pito versus Gon, but I think I like the Requiem better.
It's fair.
That said, I don't think that the arc as a whole stands up compared to the brilliance of the palace invasion of the Chimera Ant. So I'm going to give Yorknew to number 2 and Chimera Ant number 1 as well.
Fair.
Shame.
All right. Let's hear this.
Yeah. Yorknew for me as well, number 2.
Oh, wow. So everybody's in agreement then. I think we're all in agreement with... Well, actually, no. BMC put Yorknew at 3.
Right.
But I'm assuming your number 1's got to be Chimera, right? It has to be.
2 is
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah. For now. Okay.
Yeah.
See, because I think this is where the good conversations really start coming in, because there are so many moments to break down from Chimera and from Yorknew that we haven't even touched on yet. And
it's a lot.
Yeah, and I haven't really even had an opportunity to discuss this with other people since finishing the anime. So I'm looking forward to this discussion because there's a lot to break down.
There's definitely a lot because Yorknew and especially Chimera Ant arc.
Yeah.
It's, man.
I mean, the thing about Yorknew that we haven't really touched on too is I liked all the stuff in Yorknew, even though a lot of people complained about it, with like Nobunaga and the Metal Gear scene where like, you know, Gon and Killua are following them, but they're actually being followed. And then we get like...
Wait, they hated that scene?
A lot of my fans did not like that. They said that was like a boring
That is
portion.
one of the best scenes in Hunter x Hunter.
I completely agree with you. People were like, the only reason this scene is here is because there's the stuff with, you know, Zapile explaining the different techniques for forgery and then like, you know, going the side by side and all that stuff. But I loved those scenes when they were happening. I thoroughly enjoyed all those scenes, and I actually liked Zapile as a character. I liked seeing Zapile and Leorio getting drunk in the hotel room. I thought that was funny. I liked, I like Nobunaga as a character. The introduction of Ed.
And you're all forgetting Texture Surprise, where he completely rewrote the prediction of his future.
Oh my god, that was the best.
Hisoka.
That was the best, where Hisoka shows them. Oh my god.
And the whole the mafia is like saying, "Oh, we're actually awesome," and then Uvogin beats them without moving his body.
Well,
like,
yeah, and then the mafia at the auction house later on, they're like, "Yeah, we're not really worried." It's like, you should be. You should be. You're all about to die, dude. The moment with the vacuum cleaner, with Queen Vacuum Suck, where she comes in with the vacuum cleaner. Oh, dude. It's
not gonna
so
lie,
good.
the Phantom Troop was amazing in the Chimera Ant arc too. They had 2 episodes, but that was
the Shadow Beasts were OP.
Oh my god, dude, that episode.
Love the Shadow Beasts.
So good. But the Uvo fight, Kurapika versus Uvo. That I would say condition X condition.
That was a shocker.
That's got to be like
when I first watched
that's got to be one of my top 5 favorite anime episodes, definitely. For Hunter x Hunter. I mean, that was a shock for me too, Brago, because again, I had heard a lot about Hunter x Hunter going into this, but there were still so many people who were saying, you know, you haven't even gotten to the best part yet. And that moment, when I got to Kurapika and Uvo, was the moment where I finally went like, oh, you know what? This is where things are getting real. This is truly the series that I've been promised. So
yeah, Hunter x Hunter.
Whoa, BMC made a change. Hold on a minute.
What did he say?
Chimera number 2.
Yep.
Succession number 1. So, what brought this on? What brought this on?
Just kind of like I've recently reread both.
Okay.
I love the Chimera Ant arc to death. I think normally, if I was going by, one arc is finished and one arc isn't, it would stay. It'd be like Chimera number 1, Succession number 2. Yeah. But I think there are a few reasons why I put Succession as at number 1. If I had to go with it, it's like 1, Corolla versus Ahsoka is so good. Incredible. It's an incredible fight. That, like, again, the amount of thought, like when a manga puts that much thought into a battle shonen fight, I love it. I'm gonna love that person to death. And that's just a part of it. That's just like sort of like the beginnings of what comes after. It's almost like a sort of like prelude to like how much thought is going to go into everything. Yeah. And when you get to the Succession arc, the characterization, the interactions between characters, the different factions and how like deftly Togashi is juggling that. And when something happens, it has like distinct ripple effects throughout of the narrative, the ongoing narrative.
Yeah.
Like when Hulkberg's aura shoots, everybody notices and everybody does something particularly different to respond to that. And Togashi does that with everything that happens in that arc. Everything. And I'm just reading through it like, this dude is another level.
Well, when you think about Chimera Ant arc as well,
he's on another level.
Like thinking about like
me,
the things that's happening at the same time as well. So it's like,
you brought that up, Brago, and actually, that's one thing. Steven in my chat. Sorry again, people, that the chat is so messed up as it is right now. I don't know why it keeps freezing. But somebody mentioned, Roger, have you seen the real-time palace invasion video? I have. And I think that's one of the amazing things about Chimera to me is that all this stuff is happening at the exact same time.
At the same time,
and then he's planned it out in this way where, this attack is raining down from the sky, and at the same time that Komugi is getting hurt and Netero and Zeno are going to meet Meruem, you've got all the stuff happening in that main hallway, with Yuppie and the squad that's actually trying to invade. I mean, and then Poof watching everything from the sidelines, and then it's so good. It's so good. Poof. I will say this.
Wait.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to ask you, how do you feel about Yuppie?
I love Yuppie. I would say Yuppie's my favorite of the three.
Nani!
I would say Yuppie's my favorite of the three. Yeah.
Yuppie's my favorite as well.
So. Woo! Look at this. I'm liking this. I'm in good company. This is good.
Yuppie's amazing. The thing is, like, a lot of people view Yuppie as like a brute, but as you if you go back and reread or rewatch whatever, Yuppie is fucking fantastic.
Yuppie, no, it's okay. You're fine. We're late in the stream anyway. It's okay. Yeah.
Yuppie's fantastic.
Oh man,
I love Yuppie.
Yuppie's the best. Oh, King is trying to enter. He's saying, "Are we live?" Yeah, we're live. Hold on, King. Yes, we are. Hop in the main deck on Discord, and I'll pull you up. All right, so Cole's going to come in here too. Excellent.
As far as Royal Guards go, my least favorite is Yuppie, and Poof is my favorite. And I think Poof is one of my favorite characters in Hunter x Hunter also.
I would say Poof is Poof is a really good villain, but I will note it. I'm going to note this, is that a lot of people who seem to really like Pariston also really do seem to like Poof.
Yeah.
And I'm curious as to why that is, because to me, I get, and we've talked about this a lot during the stream already. I get
psycho manipulators.
Yeah, but I mean, there's only especially in a series where people are as complex as they are in Hunter x Hunter. To me, in any other series, those characters would be super fascinating. But in this show, they're okay, they're psycho manipulators. It doesn't.
Really?
Yeah.
That's how you.
Yeah. And in fact, I would say Poof is more interesting to me than Pariston is. But the thing that I like most about Poof, he's an excellently written character. Not to say that any of these characters are bad. They're not. I'm just saying in terms of preference. Poof, to me, his mantra throughout the course of Chimera Ant and his actions throughout the course of Chimera Ant, him being so obsessed with the king and all this stuff, and then finally leading to his death, right? And Welfin, in that amazing moment, saying Komugi, and then Poof falling to the ground and just dying like a no-name death. To me, that was Poof's greatest moment. To me, Poof's death solidified everything that I hated about that character, and I think closed off his character in a perfect, unique way. So,
yeah, I think Poof was just an obsessed weirdo.
Yeah,
but there's a lot more to him. I mean, he was super loyal.
Of course, he's super loyal. Of course,
to a fault.
Yeah.
Honestly, but I mean, he always had the king's interest, his best interest at heart.
Yeah.
So, I like Poof, but not as much as Yuppie and Pito.
Well, let's see, King. How do you feel about Poof, King?
Thank God you got me. You fucking Dritz over here.
Oh, yeah.
Canceled. Wait a minute.
Dritz has been canceled. That's fine.
Dritz has been canceled.
Dritz has been canceled.
I don't want to be caught in limbo with this man. Are you kidding me, bro? Oh, man. How dare you?
That's so funny.
How dare you?
No, how to get in here? Wait, Dritz, hold on. He's in the call right now.
Excellent.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Was there a hidden gateway when I hopped in, son?
Wait, hold on.
Did I have the door open?
Dritz hopped through the portal in Nove's apartment to get in here.
I left the door open on the way in. My bad. Goddamn.
Use his ripple effect.
I hid inside of King like the One Punch Man character.
Dude, what the hell, son? And there's playing in your room too. God damn it! I need to lose some more weight.
Oh my god,
Hid inside of King.
that's so funny. All right, so we were just talking about Chimera, and I'm sure we'll talk about this a little bit later. So King, Chimera's your number one. Do you want to just go down your list then from the top to the bottom and say?
I don't have a list, but I could just try off the cuff real quick.
All right, cool. Off the cuff is good. That's how we like
the
it.
Zoldyck arc is not the best arc, honestly.
Okay.
It is what it is there.
So you're saying Zoldyck
I'll put it probably
bottom?
probably at the bottom.
Cool.
Then I'll put Heaven's Arena right after that.
Whoa, that low?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. I like it, but I don't think it's necessarily the strongest arc after what's up to come. Because okay, look, after that is Greed Island. Honestly,
That low? This is blasphemous.
Yeah. After that's Greed Island. After that's Greed Island.
How does he not get kicked? But I do.
I think Cole
No. And hold on. Let me be very clear when I say this.
We belong in the same.
Hunter has no. Wait.
Cole, hold on. Cole has at least done Hunter x Hunter content and watched Hunter x Hunter stuff in the past 5 years. That's why he's allowed.
I've read the manga to completion. I watched the original OVAs and the original 1999 one, and then I also watched the 2011. I've done so much Hunter x Hunter stuff, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they're bad arcs, but compared to what's to come, they're not, I think, as strong. I think Greed Island is really cool from the game and adventurous element of it, but honestly, within that ecosystem, it's not necessarily too stupendous. I think it's okay. I think, I like Razor. I think he's solid. Biscuit also, too, was pretty interesting, too. Like, even the one guy with the scissors. I forgot his name.
Are you kidding me?
There we go.
Yeah.
What is with you guys?
Yeah. This man. Yo, wait, hold on. Like, this man is a serial killer. This man is a serial killer. Wait. For real. Put some respect. I forgot his name. Wait, Brago. His name is Benolt, right?
Benolt.
Yes.
The fact that
I can't believe this.
a serial
Like
wait. A serial killer, a mass murderer, a madman is like, oh shit, wait a minute. Biscuit's powerful. Let me put some respect on the name. I wanna almost like a Japanese old school style, put my scissors away. Like I wanna fight you as a warrior. It's like, wait, who the hell? Like this guy's character just exploded in like one episode. I was like, what the hell? Yeah, he's a solid lad. At the bare minimum, he's a solid lad.
People in my chat, he's a cool dude. Come on,
so
I love it.
But I also agree on number 3 overall. And then after that, okay.
I swear to God, this is like.
Hold.
I mean, this has been a very fun live stream, but we have gone off completely off the beaten path 4 or 5 times at this point.
The note for MVP.
Oh,
I want to say after that is. Okay, no, my bad. Put the election arc under Greed Island and raise Greed Island.
Okay. All right, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Yeah,
all right,
that's what I'll do.
All right, cool.
That's what I'll do because I forgot about the election arc.
Good man.
What's up?
Good man. All right. I was the person who had the election the lowest before you came in here. I had it at 7, so it's good to see that you agree. That's cool.
You know, the election arc is cool, but listen, I have a genuine problem with Aluka's existence.
Wait,
like
what?
Yes.
You like?
Okay. Wait.
Well, you like the Harrison stuff?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
I swear, you guys are the weirdest.
No, wait, whoa, wait a minute, hold on, wait. The Chimera Ant stuff, all right, with the showerproof and the Paris and stuff. Yo, Paris is a freaking wizard, man. This man is a wizard, bro. It is stupid. He might as well be using magic. It's like, dog, what is this man? Like, listen, Harrison flexes by just talking. I've never seen a man like I haven't seen like Yagami can't flex that hard. Harrison he knows
characters got to do with Nen types at this point,
bro. But the fact that he knew the outcome. Like the moment Jin smiled, he knew he had to rap. I'm like, how the fuck does this man Harrison get this? His IQ is over 350. It's like, dog, stop. Chill.
So what's your problem with Shenron?
Mad lad. Thank you. I appreciate everything.
Oh yeah, no, I respect it.
Shenron?
But Green Island.
Yeah.
Yo, get this guy out of here. Why is he here? Oh wait,
the girl. You said you had a problem with it. What's your problem with it?
No, Aluka. Okay, so my problem with Aluka is that I think that
I knew what you meant when you said it, but I was just it took me back a second.
Wait, but he's right.
I get that the wish thing is true.
Okay, wait.
It's a
No, wait. It's true.
It's not like.
But no, wait, hold on.
Let's Dragon Balls or how many Dragon Balls are in that show?
No, it's not even that. She's Nissan. Okay, look. I want to. Are we talking about manga stuff here too?
We're talking
or no?
about manga up to. So the last thing that I read was Crollo Hisoka.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
The Succession stuff. I see it.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah.
So
Okay.
I haven't gotten on the boat yet. So I don't know what happens on the boat, but I mean that's like, yeah.
But you found out about the things that are actually, like that exist.
The princes,
in,
and then like the little blood oath.
No,
that you put
no. Yeah. But like before that, like like the Bryon ancient weapon, the zombie, all kind of
Hellbell, the snake that guards the
Hellbell,
Rice, of course. I'm on that, of course.
Yep. Which, by the way, when because I'm pretty sure Brago's on my team too. When we were vouching for Hunter x Hunter during that last stream we did last year with the rankings, it was for a reason. Now you're seeing it, though.
Okay. I'm totally fine. Yeah. People have gone back to that stream and they were like, "Wow, did you really say that every One Piece arc is better than the Chimera Ant?" Or whatever I said. I said something blasphemous like that. But the thing, to be honest, I was trying to be a good host, and I knew nothing about Hunter x Hunter going into that stream outside of a few characters that were in Jump Force. I knew nothing. And so I was standing One Piece because that was my bread and butter. But if we were going to do that arc...
so you're a sellout.
Yeah, I am, for sure. Of course. Hashtag sellout boys all day, every day. Of course. Absolutely. You know what? Respect on your name for even saying that on the stream. That's good. I appreciate you. So anyway, I appreciate you calling me out of my BS. I like it. But I was trying to be a good host. I was, doing my job, standing One Piece. But if we were going if we were going to do the same stream again this year, I don't know.
Is it your favorite, Roger?
It would be really interesting.
I think it'd be interesting. I don't know if One Piece would win as easily anymore. I don't know if One Piece would have won as easily.
Hunter x Hunter, if it was regular, right? Yeah. If this man wasn't playing the list Dragon Quest, Hunter x Hunter would be better than One Piece. Definitively.
If it wasn't constantly on hiatus and
Yes, it would be that for sure, without question. Yeah. Now I forgot about which one again is the Expedition arc? I forgot.
Expedition was the setup. So meeting beyond Netero, finding out about like the countries and their leaders, finding out about the princes, but not really understanding like what the deal was.
Cole, come on.
Beyond Netero. Okay.
It's got to be beneath Green Island for sure.
No, it is too. Yeah, so you can do that too.
Okay.
Because I actually honestly put it below Election Arc too.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. That's cool. All right.
Like, and I'm not trying to disrespect Heaven's Arena, but it's okay. Like, it's okay.
So you wouldn't put Heaven's Arena above Expedition?
No. Because beyond the tarot and then finding out what's going on with the Zodiac and how the Zodiac has some fishy members and then like all this stuff kind of fleshed out kind of well. Yeah. And then you kind of like shift gears because you have main characters genuinely so in Hunter x Hunter, and so now we're shifting gears from finally Killua and Gon to Kurapika and Leorio. Now,
you're not alone.
It's felt forever.
You're not alone, by the way, because BMC did the same thing. Because very early on, he put, like, I think, it's on the screen right now. Hunter Exam, and then Heaven's Arena, and then Expedition. So, I'm surprised you haven't said Hunter Exam yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you put Hunter Exam above Greed Island?
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Definitely. Most def.
Wow, okay.
Most def. In fact, absolutely. I think Hunter Exam is actually. I think it's extraordinarily well done.
It is very well done. We talked about this earlier.
It's extraordinarily well
before
done.
you got in here, I was mentioning about how again, like this year was the first time, my first ever experience with Hunter x Hunter, and I think if the Hunter Exam wasn't as good as it was, I wouldn't have stuck to Hunter x Hunter as much as I did. I think it is a great setup. You get to meet all these characters. You're immediately invested in Killua after he kills Jonas. You're immediately interested in Leorio just because he's like this goofy character, but also like, and Kurapika is the same way. I feel like even though you don't really know what's going on with the Scarlet Eyes at that point, you're still interested in his story. You know, I'd say even,
and then also Nen is not a system that's incorporated yet until later on. And then so what you have a lot of times that the characters are actually like, for example, when Gon is engaged with Hisoka, and he knows not to engage with Hisoka because he can feel the intention. Like he can't describe it. He can't put his finger on it. But there's some kind of like aura that he's emanating.
He's sitting in the bushes waiting for Hisoka to make a move, and then Killua's brother in the Gataraka form walks over. Oh man, dude, it's so good.
Right. I would say that Hunter Exam, to me, it's on par with the Chunin Exam in Naruto. Maybe a little bit lower. Maybe a little bit lower.
That's kind of crazy, Cole.
Wow.
No, I think it's a very, very good. Yeah, I know. Trust me. But I think it's a very, very good arc.
Could you guys?
I think it's a very good foundation arc.
I want to call out what idiot I am. Hold on. Time out.
I said probably like a little bit below. Hold on.
I want to call out what an idiot I am because I was about to make the exact same stupid mistake that I made in the stream last year. I was about to say, having not finished or watched the Chunin exam yet, I was just about to say, yeah, the Hunter exam is like by far better than anything in the Chunin exam.
Oh,
I was literally just about
that's
to do it. I caught myself.
I'm making a parallel here.
You gotta wait.
I was just about to do it. I gotta wait. I gotta wait till I watch Naruto next year. I gotta wait. I was about to do the same stupid stand mistake that I made last year.
The Chunin exam literally has one of the best moments in anime.
Yeah, like okay, well, the Chunin exams is, I think. I'm not sure if it's the best arc within Naruto. I think it's
no, it's not. It's not. It's not a best arc.
But I would say that like it's definitely one of the best arcs I've seen.
I would say that Chunin exams is definitely my favorite arc in Naruto.
I think the pain arc.
Favorite, but is it the best? Yeah, but is it the best arc in Naruto? That's the question. Like, is your favorite? I'm not sure it's the best.
Probably pain.
Art is pretty subjective, and I would say it's the best arc as well. I mean, I think that Lee versus Gaara is a better fight than, in my opinion, I liked it better than anything in Hunter x Hunter.
Lee versus Gaara, you like any? I mean, nah, dude. Like, I
like you liked it more.
Maybe if it got updated, but right now,
like okay, like okay, like at that moment, at that point, it's kind of like let's say Frieza versus Goku. It's like at that moment, at that time when you're younger and you're more naive, you're like, it was the best. But in hindsight, it's like, I mean,
when you go back and look at it, it's like, oh, it's cool.
Yeah.
But like when you compare it to like Yaiba from this year, and like
you can go back, and you could rewatch Natera versus Meruem like fucking 5-6 times. Like, damn, dude.
I still get
this man gave him the middle finger. Like when he's doing the stick, like when he has his leg cut off, Merriam's like, like, what up now? And then he's like, no, I'm gonna slap this shit. Gotta stop all the blood flow. Like, we're still going on. I'm like, dude, and he still maintained the stance. And then it makes you wonder, so if Natera was this good now, imagine Prime Natera, like, shit, dude. Like, whoa, wait a minute.
I love Netero versus Meruem. I made a video for my 800K special, my top 10 fights in anime, and I had Netero versus Meruem.
So you're biased.
But you're putting Rock Lee and Gaara
versus Lee higher because I liked it more.
I can't do that. I mean, honestly, I would. You know what? I'm not gonna get to Naruto.
I like it.
But
I
don't want to be spoiled on Naruto too. Is the other thing.
Right. Yeah.
Somehow, some way, outside of a few things, like I know that Naruto and Sasuke fight and they lose a limb. Like I know that, and I know. Madara.
Oh, it's not really important.
I know Madara's a bad guy.
It's really bad.
I know.
Madara's a bad guy.
I'm just saying.
My
basic knowledge. I know Toby is Obito. I know that.
What?
I know.
Of course.
I mean, it's been a long time.
What else?
So.
I'm trying to remember what else I know. I know at some point
Sakura's a bitch.
Shikamaru.
Yo, you think that Rogers was like one of these girl streamers? Like, yeah, I never seen. Like, stop lying. Stop lying. Like, you know what's up. You know what's up.
People.
Money, dude.
I'm totally fine with admitting that too. I'm not as big of an anime fan as I think a lot of people think I am.
I don't care if you.
I watched all of One Piece growing up, and I chose One Piece as one of the big three. So I wasn't really into Bleach. Like I knew, obviously Aizen was bad. Like I'm doing my Bleach watch through right now, and people are like, Aizen's bad. I'm like, of course I know Aizen's bad. Are you kidding?
Oh yeah, that twist is kind
of course. But I wish I didn't know that, but I know that. But like really going into Hunter x Hunter, I didn't know anything. I knew very little.
Popular series,
Yeah,
it is more low key, but popular series tend to have common like general things that everyone knows. Like for example, like I'm probably gonna do a read through of Black Clover, and I know that this man Asta has some crazy demon like half wing transformation thing going on.
Oh yeah, I know that from Jump Force.
I know that.
Like the thing is in Hunter x Hunter, is there like a
shonen series of all time? I know.
Yeah, but like there are people out there, like for example, like there's some new One Piece reactor people that are like, oh yeah, like I'll never like when Ace dies, like oh my god, it's like you knew that. It's like stop lying. I knew that. I know you.
Talking about that One Piece channel that got exposed on Reddit for faking everything.
Where they said the Jump Force trailer, they're like, yo, Gear 4 Luffy, oh my god, and then like 2 days later they do the Ace thing. Bro, come on.
Are you saying that Ace dies in One Piece?
Oh no, he's actually alive though. In soul form, in spirit form.
But like legitimately going into Naruto, that's honestly all I know. Like I know the big story beats of like Sasuke and Naruto being against each other. I know Madara and Toby, and I know who Pain is weirdly enough through that one GIF of like really bad animation where they show
probably
Kane's
like
face stressing. I know
Bro.
that. I know.
You are going to love Madara. Madara is.
All right, I'm excited.
Madara's a goat.
Oh, he's so good.
I know
There's only one
Tsunade
thing I
is
can think
fine.
of in Hunter
I know
Hunter.
Tsunade's super hot.
World.
I like her.
Yeah, but she's
she
like
is?
Gilf.
Yeah, she's
she's
hot.
beyond Gilf. I mean,
She's great.
it's questionable. Though.
Yeah.
Questionable.
But-
Either way, though. Okay, so
Yeah.
let me get back to my list.
Yeah,
though.
back to your list, back to your
Okay,
list.
so I think after Greed Island, I'm gonna put. Let me see here. After Chimera. Okay, the Succession arc, then the Hunter exam.
Wow.
Then Yorknew.
Wow.
That's a lot of love for the Hunter exam.
Yo, the Hunter exam is dope, son.
Like you said for like the Heaven's Arena arc, like based on what came after it was cool.
Right.
Wow.
I like the Hunter exam a lot. I think Hunter exam. I think as a foundational arc, it sucks you in really well. It gets you the characters really well.
Yeah.
It shows you the struggles. I mean, like the fact that you have things like Leorio talking about, like I like money, but then for him, oh yeah, well, it's actually I had a friend who died because not enough money, and to me, money makes even your dreams come true. I'm like, what the fuck? Like this man, like even Leorio.
Well,
like,
Leorio.
understand that
always
Leorio doesn't get love.
Leorio's the GOAT, man.
He's the GOAT, but
he's the
Leorio
GOAT.
doesn't get any love until really the election arc. It's the
Yeah.
Hunter exam where he's like on par with the rest of the cast, and then after that he's like he's in the background.
Well, yeah.
Until recently.
But Leorio,
So it's a-
but
his
to be
moments
fair, all
during
the
the
other
Hunter
characters-
exam.
Yeah, but they were more impressive before the election arc. The other characters just had better moments than Leorio.
Now, granted, the election
I
arc.
disagree with that. I think Leorio had some of the best moments in the Hunter exam. Above even, I'd say like
But
Kurapika.
what I'm saying, until the election arc, like the characters Gon, Killua, and Kurapika, they had moments after that.
Oh,
point.
sure,
Like,
sure.
Right, they did, yeah.
Leorio did. That's true.
That's what I'm saying too.
Yeah.
It's like when you look at
sound of it.
Hisoka's a very good character in that arc. When you look at Killua, when you look at and like how Killua has against innate fear, like I think he's faced off against I think it's Hanzo, the ninja guy, like the ball guy.
Yeah, right.
And then Killua can't do shit. It's like there's this like we just saw him rip off some guy's heart and put it in his own hand, or
It was amazing.
I forgot what he did in the anime or like in the manga.
It
But
out,
like
and then he rips out part of the shirt, and then it looks like it's in this
Right.
little bag, and the guy's like, "Give me back my heart," and he just plops it right in his hand.
right now in the manga happens differently, but
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
but the whole point here is this though. It's like you have these subtle like inconsistencies with the characters when it comes to Kurapika, when it comes to Killua, when it comes to Gon.
Yeah.
But the main one I think is Leorio, because Leorio, this is the arc where he gets the most shine by far.
Yeah.
And because he's on par with the rest of the cast.
Yeah, yeah.
And then afterwards, we finally get stuff with Leorio in the election arc. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, we waited so much time and Leorio's finally getting some stuff. Because if you look at Leorio from a foundational standpoint, it's all built during the Hunter exam. So I think it's a very good arc overall. It builds the characters very well. It gives you good introduction into the world, even without Nen. All right. So I think it's a very good arc overall.
Yeah.
Now the Succession arc is still going on, honestly.
Yeah.
So I can't, like maybe better, because right now it's pretty. It's pretty. Like wow, dude.
Would you say though with Succession though?
building very
Oh yeah,
well.
definitely.
Yeah, with the
definitely.
Succession arc, though, I just want to ask you this, and this doesn't have to necessarily be the case, but would you say that the Hunter exam overall is above Hisoka versus Krolos fight for you? And I'd imagine it would be if you're ranking it this way. But like for me, the reason why Succession is above so many other arcs is not just about where the story could be going, but just because of that Hisoka Krollo fight, which is what BMC brought up earlier too. You said even earlier in the stream, you said that the reason the Succession is your number one arc is due to that fight.
Yeah, it's the fight, and it's also just, I think like Tagasi's just like, he's just so polished right now, like with the writing. Like it's like absurd. Like it's like absurdly polished. And you can tell that like everything that's come before it has helped him like with what he's doing right now. So like for me, like
You can tell he had a real plan.
you tell what?
Yeah, I mean,
You can tell he had a plan with his art.
Oh, yeah.
And he's taking his time. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
and
right,
To
like-
me,
to say the
like,
least. To say the least. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
but it's like when you like for me, rereading the Succession arc is like, it's such a joy because like I just see like I just keep seeing more and more and more like the connections, like the layers to it. it's just absurd. Like, and I'm like, I don't want to spoil anything for Roger.
Sure, of course,
because I didn't realize he hadn't read anything.
The initial plan was I was going to, because I've been introduced to the princes at this point, and thank you to Gone Freak who just donated as well. I'm going to read out donations in just a little bit. I know there's a lot of backup with donations, so I will get to them. Don't worry. What I was going to say was the initial plan was to read the Hisoka fight because I'd heard there was a really good Hisoka moment. I was going to read that on stream and then read the rest off stream. And so I read 340 off stream, the introduction to Beyond Netero, and I realized, like, oh shit, I need to be streaming this. And so I, like, right after I got introduced to him, I'm like, I really need to be streaming this. So then I turned on the stream for 341, and we went from 341 all the way through after Hisoka kills Kortopi and Shalnark. And then I was like, okay, I have to stop here.
That's not a spoiler.
Well, I mean, we're talking about the Succession arc, and all the rest of you guys are caught up, so I feel like I'm safe.
I'm good, but is chat good? That's the question.
Oh, I think they are at this point.
Yo,
I mean,
fuck chat.
Well, they should be. They better have watched my live stream. Yeah, and I was going to say, don't say F the chat, man. I love my chat. But, I mean, they watched my live stream, so they watched that.
No, but actually, after you read the donations, Roger, I have something productive to bring to the conversation, so go ahead and read the donations.
This is rare.
Hold on.
This is
rare. So hold on. I'll read the donations real
my
quick so
character
Dritz can
arc.
get through it. All right, here we go. All right, so hold on, real quick.
Does it involve Mihawk?
It does, unfortunately
Mihawk,
not.
does it?
Okay.
Hold on, real quick. I just want to read these out real quick. Chaos Lurlin donated and said, when Sarendic put his hand in the pot, the tattooed skin of the last girl he killed is framed behind him. Is that true? That's horrifying.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that is.
Mecha,
No way, I did not notice that.
Mecha Atama said, hashtag gets Dritz back in the live stream. Hashtag get Dritz back in the live stream. Apex Pie donated and said, do you think the reason the Zoldyck family arc is lackluster is because the election arc is so much better for the Zoldyck family? That's probably somewhat true. I mean, the election arc does give us a lot of information for the Zoldyck family. Not for you, you said?
The Zoldyck family develops throughout.
Right, slowly.
Yeah.
Like, slowly across like it's not until the Chimera the killer finally is able to remove his forehead.
But I would say, like, well, yeah, I guess Chimera Ant arc is when he removes Illumi's Nendart thing. But on the whole, I do think we get more for a lot of the Zoldyck family during election than we did during the Zoldyck arc. Just because we see their relationship with Aluka and how they treat
Aluka was like the center of all of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could see where you're coming from there.
But we got some with Greed Island as well with like Maluki and stuff. So it's like it was like revealed slowly throughout the show.
Jesse Holder said, Nux, Roger, and Brago in one stream? Oh my god. Thank you very much. Caleb says to Nux, Meruem versus Netero is talent versus hard work with the fate of both of their species on top of that.
I guess, but it's very much not how I looked at it at all.
That's just what
I mean.
Netero is talented.
I wouldn't say that.
The fight fascinated me personally is because Netero is the alleged good guy on the human side, and he's the one that says, let's fight. And then Meruem says, no,
I don't want to
you should live, you're special, we should talk.
Yeah.
And it's like,
but then Netero also said, he also said, like, he thinks he's human. Right? And he's like, he doesn't realize, like he's an ant, like how the ant part could take over at any time. So that's the danger of Meruem.
Because Netero is the embodiment of what a human being is. So a human being isn't necessarily good or evil. He has some nature complexes where he's kind of bad nature, but at the same time he has some, because like he fucks around with Killua and Gon when they're playing the tag with the ball.
Right.
And he does some like dirty things, but he's not necessarily like a bad dude. He just has these tendencies which are like kind of like a bit
during that moment with Gon and Killua during the Hunter exam where we have Netero just sort of messing around with them, people mentioned to me the leg and the arm that he didn't use were the ones that got blown off during the fight with Meruem, which I thought is just kind of interesting. So.
Right. And then also too, when he was like before fighting against Meruem, the dude is training, he's powering up.
Right.
And like the whole area is like there's this crazy like bloodlust feel where no animals anywhere even close to him because Netero just powering up.
Yeah.
And he spent all that time trying to get back to like the way things used to be.
Form,
right. Trying to get back in form. And so he's amped up for a fight. So like if he comes there and he doesn't fight, he's like, what the hell is this? So I've been powering up for like a week and a half and nothing's going down. Like, no, we're fighting. So
that's
he has
part
that
of it.
urge to fight too. Yeah. So
but then you realize Meruem wanting to talk was just like, again, he's tricking himself like if he's human.
Right.
He's not. So Netero was a bit racist.
He's having moments of humanity though, right? I think like that was the whole thing about Meruem, and a big reason why I liked that character is that
and he only
Oh, go ahead.
My bad. I think he only has that because of his interactions with Komogi.
Right. Exactly. Yes.
Without
Exactly.
Komogi,
but you can see the parallels, and I'm sure all of you have talked about this and done videos about this. But like for me, it was very obvious, even without the chat being like, "Did you notice this?" To see the parallels between what's happening with Meruem and what's happening with Gon. Because by the end of that arc, you know, when Killua shows up and he sees what he's become, and you know, Killua has always seen Gon as like this light, right? This amazing person who could do no wrong.
His light.
Exactly. For that light to be snuffed out, for him to be able to give up everything and to be killing Pitou.
It almost broke him.
It almost breaks him, right. And so you see like the humanity being sucked out of Gon during this moment where you see Meruem at the peak of his humanity talking to Palm, just being like, I want to spend my last moments with Komogi.
And remember... And looking at Shia Poof and how he looked at Meruem, he's like, "What have you become?"
Exactly.
You know? And he's
disgusted by it. It's like it's like the Killua Gon stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like Poof just collapses like fuck.
It's so good. He dies a pauper's death.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's great.
Because he failed. Like he ultimately failed. Like no longer because no longer was Meruem the ant. No. He was just now probably another like regular human king, you could say.
Yeah.
But he's extremely powerful, but you know, he's just another human king. Yeah. And so like because Togashi loves playing with that concept of humanity. Like even afterwards, when Kite returns, and you have I think one of the best chapters in Hunter x Hunter. We have the koala guy explaining
that,
like the meaning of
that shit. I loved when I saw the koala for the first time in the anime, and he like drank the water and blew that guy's head off. I was like, this dude is amazing. I want to see more of this character. I don't see any of him, and then all of a sudden, randomly, after all this epic stuff has happened to Chimera Ant, you see him explaining to Kite that like the little girl that he, oh my god, dude, that he killed the girl, and then now
even that Chimera Ant, based on the innate ability of Kite, was also like Kite had his conscience, like he had his humanity. Like you can even go back to let's say Yu Hakusho, where in Yu Hakusho the theme of humanity is brought up in the sense of Togoro, where Togoro he became a B-class demon, one of the highest demons at the point in time. And even when he lost the Yusuke and was defeated, the man purposely chose to spend 10,000 years under torture in the spirit world to try and redeem himself for all. Like it was like, dude, Togashi loves those concepts of what is a human being, what is human nature.
Some of the best characters was Ikalgo.
Ikalgo's dope too.
Ikalgo, son.
Well, even my girlfriend is watching Hunter x Hunter for the first time right now too, and she started watching it alongside me, and we both got to Ikalgo, and you know, obviously Reagan does like cosplay stuff and she makes little things. Right. She's making, you know, that like little Rowlet plushie that I use that I scream into sometimes? She's making a Rowlet sized plush for Ikalgo. That's the same type of material, and it's going to be like a squishy Ikalgo because she likes Ikalgo that much, and I'm right there with her. And I feel like everybody in the community loves Ikalgo too. He's just so good. I gotta say though, I hated that fight with Welfin where like the centipedes were crawling in his head. That was disgusting to me. But I love Ikalgo as a character, and I love Welfin.
Yeah, but
Welfin is cool too.
I hated Welfin.
The fact that Welfin,
oh my god!
And by the way, like it's very possible. My friend said it, and I think it's possible that Gyro's gonna be the final villain of Hunter x Hunter.
He's got it.
Probably. Because the fact that the moment Gyro came and he's like, nah, like screw this shit, like we out. Like,
Roger, did you get to read the chapters with Gyro?
So yeah, I saw the bonus chapter because people were telling me to go back, where they like cut out a little bit of the Gyro stuff, and it says that eventually one day Gyro and Gon will meet. So like, it's going to be set up that he's a future villain for sure. Yeah. But I can't wait for that. I mean,
Gyro retained all his memories.
Dude, seeing that for the first time and hearing, because I think that's the first time in the anime Kingdom of Predators plays, where you actually hear the whole song and it's going through the backstory. And I was sitting there at a loss for words, like hearing this amazing musical track, getting like laid out this whole story about Gyro and how his dad didn't care about him. And then, dude, it's just... Like, I'm hyped for that character just from watching that anime episode.
A lot of characterization in that arc.
So
a lot of it.
And that's the thing.
Like, even his henchman, Welfin, like, no, screw this. Like, I'm about Gyro. You're not my king, bro. Like, the man is like he was so shell-shocked. Yeah. But I remember
but he also touched on how, like, human traits bled into like, the Chimera Ants.
Right.
And that kind of led to the divide where they went and did their...
Well, even the thing with Welfin, too, was I remember... we get introduced to that character, and I'm like, why are we spending so much time on this side character?
Now you know.
And then you get to that moment, because at first I was like, why is this Welfin character watching everything? And then it becomes obvious, the reason he's like in the background looking at everything is because he's the one that can put everything together when that moment comes and he says one word, and he finally utters out Komugi, because he's seen everything. He's overthinking all these other situations. I mean, that moment where he ages
he's
like
very
100
perceptive.
years, dude, it's so good. It's so
He was.
And he gets that moment against Yuki
and then the
too.
fact that
oh my God,
and the fact that afterwards Welfin said all that, you see Merrim says, "You know what? I hope that you do find your king." And then he just walks away.
So good.
At the same time,
So
Shop
good.
just collapsing. I'm
So good.
It's beautiful.
Even
It's just great.
Even the moments with I forgot the character's name, but the blue lobster guy. The Clawitzer looking dude. I don't know his name, but the one that was also
I know you're talking about,
the
yeah.
associate of Welfin. When we get that fight with Ikalgo, I was sitting there watching the anime
I think
episode like Ikalgo.
the most underrated scene at the end of the Chimera Ant arc is when the girl went back to her mother.
Yes.
The girl that couldn't talk.
Yes, that's what I'm going to.
Oh,
'Cause
man.
that moment.
That was-
I was sitting there watching the fight with. When I was watching the
crying.
fight with the Blue Lobster and with Ikalgo, I kept going like, Ikalgo, you got to kill this guy. Like, of course he's going to come back and do something bad one day. But then it all plays out. No, actually, him saving him ended up reuniting that family together at the end of everything.
Yeah.
I just like so good.
And the funny thing is, the mom knew it was her
And the
without.
mom knew it's a mother's
She just knew.
intuition.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
she knew, dog. Yeah,
We need
That was
we need
crazy.
Colt at some point to realize who he really is and fly back and
Yeah.
reunite with his family. That has
Colt
to
was
happen.
cool too.
Colt
I like
was cool
Colt.
too. I like Colt.
Yeah.
Morale, dude. Morale's fight with the lion, dude, and then the water. Oh my god.
One of my favorite moments with Morel, when he tried to like test Gon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you're ready for this.
And then Gon goes into his full, crazy form, and he goes, "You're fine.
He's like,
You come with us now." Yeah. Oh man.
He's like, yo, I almost killed you. Yo,
Why this story, like this entire manga, is just amazing. Like sitting here talking
bro,
about all this stuff,
like-
and we haven't even gone over so many other things on this stream. It's like
The journey to
breaks me
the
to my
fake
top.
continent. The journey to the fake continent with Kurolo on the hunt. Like, yo, it's
Man.
time. I'm tired of this
Man.
man. All right, this man should have been done. Oh my rubber man. Like, oh,
I honestly hope that we get some good moments with Crow. Because
Amazing.
after the Ahsoka Crollo fight, I
The
really do want to
princess.
see him do cool stuff on the boat. Yeah.
yo, dude. Honestly, like, there's one dude I got my eye for because the first Prince Benjamin. This man.
Benjamin.
I
the
don't
guy
know
who
what
ripped
is
the
going on
lion's
with
head.
Benjamin.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
The lion's head.
Benjamin
Yeah,
is real. This man is
Oh, man. Well, that's not a spoiler.
I
I've
see what
seen
they
that.
would
I've
say.
seen
No,
that.
no.
I've seen Benjamin,
I
and
see
I've
what
seen.
they would say. This man is all world, son. This man is all world.
when we talk about the princess, we're just gonna go into the succession and
Yeah,
Yo,
I
bro,
don't wanna go too much into the
yeah.
spoilers. That's true.
It is.
Are you
Yeah,
talking about donations?
my bad. But
Oh yeah. So anyway, go ahead, Dritz.
We gotta have another
I read all
stream
the
where you talk
donations.
about it.
Yeah.
You read all of them?
Yeah,
Oh,
I read
okay.
it.
So this is kind of a topic. This is Hunter x Hunter related
Okay.
and how people view Hunter x Hunter.
Okay.
Me and Brago had this discussion one-on-one a while ago, and I feel like I low-key made him admit something, and I kind of want your opinions
Sure,
on
yeah,
this.
I would love to hear
You guys
it.
are all Hunter x Hunter
Yeah.
fans. And I think King kind of alluded to this earlier when he was talking about if Hunter x Hunter didn't have hiatuses, or if it had one more thing, it would be, I don't know if he was trying to imply it would be, for him, better than One Piece.
Yeah.
But this is an excuse I often see people who are Hunter x Hunter fans use to justify like not putting other series over. It's like, if there weren't hiatuses, it would be higher. I don't think that should affect how you perceive the quality of the actual story itself. That's more in line with like the mangaka and their work ethic.
well, I mean,
So if you took the entire story and like at the end of the line, you're kind of talking about legacy. So when the story is done, it's not like I don't think the hiatuses actually affect it that much because what you've already read is what you already enjoy to the degree that you
Okay,
do.
I will say this though.
So
as
if you
a
took away
content creator-
hiatuses,
like
how much do you
like
like
Berserk.
Hunter
Wait.
x Hunter?
As a content creator, right?
Like Berserk. That's just like Berserk. That's
Exactly.
just like Berserk. Yeah.
Well, okay, but as
It's
somebody,
exactly like
who's
Berserk.
not a Berserk fan, though, just speaking as somebody who,
What?
not that I'm.
He hasn't read it.
I haven't read it.
He
I
won't.
haven't read
Okay,
it.
I swear- I swear to
Not
God,
that I
Roger.
don't like it. It's just
I know
haven't
you
really
live,
read
bro.
it.
I swear.
I know. But all I'm saying is that going to your point right now about like this hiatus thing and should that really affect it? As somebody who does content creation who didn't know anything about Hunter x Hunter going into this year, but does weekly like reactions to things like One Piece and does theories about One Piece. The weekly experience of One Piece has a certain ebb and flow to it. And I think
it adds to it.
yeah, exactly. It adds to it, exactly. Whereas I think if that weekly experience was there for Hunter x Hunter, and again, I just watched it this year. I'm about to catch up completely. I'm only like 20 chapters behind now. Like, when I'm done with Hunter x Hunter, I'm going to be feeling what you guys are feeling, which is like, man, I wish it was not on hiatus. Like, man, I wish there was another chapter. Because I know that I would love to do weekly reaction streams to Hunter x Hunter and just talk about everything in these chapters because there's so much packed into them. And again, like Togashi has more time, but I don't know. I feel like the cohesion in terms of his storylines is unparalleled to almost any other mangaka out there. Like, I think Oda comes close. I think Isayama comes close, right? I think Isayama, with what's going on right now with Attack on Titan, I feel like Attack on Titan's reaching like that GOAT status. I really feel like knowing
that's what I've heard.
Without spoiling what's going on at the ending, it's very clear.
Overrated.
It's I don't know. I think it's very clear from that very first chapter that he knew what he was doing going into this last chapter, and that's amazing to me. But again, Hunter x Hunter and One Piece, they are Hunter x Hunter should be in a normal world weekly alongside One Piece, and Attack on Titan is monthly. So again, Isayama has more time, but. I mean, I really feel like if the weekly experience was there for Hunter x Hunter, it would
Wouldn't it be your favorite?
I think it would be. Honestly. I think it would be.
Because that's the thing,
right
I see a lot with Hunter x Hunter fans.
People troll in the chat, and they're always like, oh, is Roger going to say it? He's going to say it. Hunter x Hunter's better than One Piece. Legitimately, I would be honest with you guys. If I really, truly felt like, all things included, Hunter x Hunter was better than One Piece in my mind, based on my experiences, I would say it. But ultimately, my experience with One Piece, like growing up with it, following it weekly, it's in an untouchable position that I feel like Hunter x Hunter could reach if it was eventually weekly again. But
okay, well, here's my thing for you, Roger.
Here's my thing for you, Roger. Ebb and flow.
Hunter x Hunter, you don't have that content creation and the connection with the community with Hunter x Hunter that you do with One Piece. That carries a lot of weight. It does. But if you were to separate yourself, or if you were in a Hunter x Hunter community, would the answer be clear as to what you actually like more? It's kind of like the question between what King was saying before, your favorite versus what's better, like what you think is actually better.
It's tough because I need both of these series to be over. Like, I think when Hunter x Hunter... when Hunter x Hunter and One Piece are both over, and I've seen everything in regards to both of them, and I look back on them and I go, okay, Oda did this, Togashi did this, then I think I could actually make a fair comparison. But I can say this. I can say definitively, Hunter x Hunter, even just getting into it, not having that deep fan interaction that I have, already has surpassed many of the things I thought would never be surpassed in One Piece for me. And I've said this already too earlier in the stream. I think it's easily, like, Chimera and Yorknew, definitely, but even maybe some of these other arcs are easily like top 3 One Piece level for me. Easily.
Yeah. Okay.
And what's
I think when you think about Hunter x Hunter, it's like a calm, just knowing, like, you've read it.
Yeah.
It's just like this masterpiece and this jewel that you have. Like, I have Hunter x Hunter in the back burner. Sometimes you just go back and just read certain arcs or read certain things about it because it's just so well done. I think with One Piece, again, the community and just, different moments in One Piece, it's hard to, you can't lose those.
Yeah.
Here's what I will say. A lot about what makes One Piece really good, I would say, is the lore and the mystique of
the world.
Of the world.
We had this exact conversation earlier on the stream. Yes. Yeah.
Well, hold on. Okay, but here's the thing, though. So at the end of One Piece, that'll all be set in stone. That should all be done, unless Oda plans on doing like a sequel, which I doubt you'll do.
Prequel maybe.
But prequel maybe, yeah, true. Which would be dope. Like a Roger prequel.
You don't want to see the adventures of Goofy?
No, I don't know. No, I don't.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
We're fine. Yeah.
We're okay. Yeah,
a Roger prequel would be great, though. I'd love a Roger prequel.
That'd be dope too. That'd be dope, right? But when you look at what Togashi has done, because he's established his world a bit differently, where in the case of the Stride Pirates are led really by Luffy,
right? And
then they kind of follow around Luffy to achieve their goals and dreams. But in the case of Hunter x Hunter, it's more so focused on, like, we are actual, genuine, independent main characters, which is why we can leave Gon and leave Killua and now completely follow Leorio and Kurapika. Now we have a lot of spot on Kurolo. Kurolo's starting to get, I think he's starting to become like a main character shift. I honestly believe that's what he's trying to go for here. And then,
Kurolo was always a character that we know we're going to get more.
Of course, yeah. Kurolo,
right.
Was one of the final villains.
What I'm saying is that Kurolo and Hisoka have not just an important character, but like main character, where they actually become main characters later on in the story. Yeah. But the whole point is that the world building that he's done, like, I think it was in 2012 in the manga when it first hit, when it was, okay, Beyond Etero, New World, I will take you there. we're 7 years from that point in time. It's been hiatus. It's been like 2-year-long blanks, and we're now. I think from that time, like 7 years ago, I think he's only done like 50 or 60 chapters. I could be wrong about that number.
Yeah.
But it's been not a lot compared to the other mangaka. And because the guy has health conditions, he plays video games, all kind of stuff.
Health
Dragons,
exactly,
pretty much.
Plays Dragon Quest all day. Yeah, that's right.
But when you want to refer someone to watch a good anime or read a good manga, you still recommend Hunter x Hunter because it's like this is the stuff that is still pivotal. It's still very good in of itself. Just how if you want to say what's the best manga out there, one of the best mangas out there, one of the best manga out there, if not the best manga right now, is still I think Berserk. Not just because of the stuff that happened or that's happening now, which I think has not necessarily been like the best. But at the same time, if you look at the past, it's been stupendous. Like
the current arc
it's very hard to beat the Golden Age arc. It is still to this day extremely hard to beat the Golden Age arc. It is what it is.
Well, it's often in debates for the best arc
of all time.
Right? Yeah.
You see, the thing with me, going back to what you were talking about, though, that I think none of us have really taken into consideration in this whole discussion is. Like the hiatuses, I feel, are the reason why each of the chapters are so quality because he doesn't have to rush, right?
Absolutely.
So he can really take his time to flesh out a concept. He can take 3 months before he drops a chapter, and so obviously, like that chapter is going to be good. But I do wonder if Hunter x Hunter was the same quality that it's at right now with the hiatuses, and it was weekly, then I would say probably it would surpass One Piece for me. If we're being
Hunter x
honest.
Hunter has been weekly before, hasn't it?
It has been, but if Hunter x Hunter was like this, like right now, with all this information, week to week, it would definitely beat it. I think in my mind,
assuming that he can maintain, that he can maintain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't maintain the quality, right, and then we look at something like One Piece, which comes out every week, and occasionally there's a break, but almost every week there's a One Piece chapter. There's new information. There's more information about the world. There's all these characters you're building upon. Like, of course. That's awesome. Like, that should be commended. Oda's managing to do all this stuff, even if there's a couple chapters in a row that aren't very good, right? We get like 3 or 4 chapters that are kind of lackluster. It doesn't matter because then eventually we get a good chapter that's above and beyond what we were expecting. I feel like Act 3 of Wano so far has been so good, and I even like the stuff in the interim with the reverie and the fallout with the world building. I think he does a great job of balancing that on a weekly basis, and I don't know if Togashi would be able to pull off the same thing weekly.
Does One Piece get, I guess, more scrutinized because it's weekly and then, breaks as well, and then just going from certain chapters, it's like,
But I also think, I think to be fair,
part of like the pros and cons of that process, as I would say, if I were doing a story, it's much better to do it monthly because you have so much more time to plan and do your story better, which is better for the overall story, not necessarily sales.
But I would say this, though, is, if we're looking at standalone arcs, like if we say, okay, comparison's sake, standalone arcs, and we look at, and I brought this up earlier on stream too, like the recent One Piece arcs, right? We look at Whole Cake Island and we look at Dressrosa. I mean, admittedly, their biggest issues, a lot of the time for me, were pacing issues, right? And
absolutely.
I wonder if Oda didn't have to do it weekly, what that would be like, right?
It would be much better.
It would be much better, right? I feel like a lot of my issues with Whole Cake and Dressrosa would have been completely
but less popular.
absolved.
Like, keep it real.
Yeah, it'd be less popular, but less popular. It's One Piece. It's like, it's the king of
the
Japan.
quality
People care.
always come first.
I know, but I think the popularity discussion, though, is a whole other thing, because I see people constantly who are like, oh my god, Kimetsu no Yaiba's so close to selling more copies. Attack on Titan.
Yeah, I
close.
saw
I'm
that,
like, who cares, bro?
Well, it is.
Yeah, but who
But
cares?
wait on.
But who cares?
But keep- okay,
I think it's
Who cares?
important though.
It is important because
but I mean,
but keep it real though. Like, would you have like One Piece, like trains or cafes or statues being built if One Piece was monthly? Like, no,
not at
But
all.
I mean, at this point, right? If Oda said at this point, I'm going to make One Piece monthly, I think it wouldn't matter.
I think it would
lose a lot of its.
I don't know. I don't think it would.
I don't think Oda has as much power as people think he does. I think he would get like basically strong manned by the anime
I agree
team.
with you. I think that he would be strong manned into doing it weekly. I agree. But I'm saying, though, if Oda had the time, right, and was able to flesh this stuff out, I think he could get there.
Right.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with you. That's like the benefit of series like this, where at Hunter x Hunter, it's not technically like a seinen, right? It's like a cross between shonen and seinen at this point.
Yeah.
That's like the benefit of these monthly series, I think, where they don't have to worry about Shonen Jump basically getting on their ass.
Yeah.
But that's what Togashi as well, where he can take these risks where it's like, yeah, Gon and Killua, they haven't been, anywhere.
They're not even main characters.
Whereas like with Oda and his sales drop when Luffy's in the focus of a chapter, and it's like,
which is funny because
I don't know if that's necessarily the case.
When Luffy's not the focus, I feel like that's some of the best.
Viewership is bad.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, when Luffy is, I think they did
because Reverie had no Luffy for 6 chapters. It was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I like it.
So
the Reverie was great in the manga. I thought the
Reverie was like
fantastic.
a special case.
Yeah,
that was a special case.
And also, you can say that that's probably maybe a fault on Oda's part for not fleshing out the characters as much as he should, or
that's the thing.
as much as he
Luffy's
could.
the driving force of One Piece.
Yeah, of course. Gon is, you can say, the driving force of Hunter x Hunter. He achieved his dream. Okay, no, but you can say that because he's the main character.
He hunted.
He met his dad. Right. He achieved his dream, and now we're keep him moving.
Yeah, but I don't think after Gon found Jing, it wasn't like, oh man, I've been waiting for this moment. It was just like,
I mean, the show is called Hunter x Hunter. I mean, it's literally it's about Gon finding his father. I mean, ultimately, that's what it was about. I think a big portion of it
that was the
premise
set up in the first episode.
Right. So I think moving beyond this, right? I do feel like Togashi could go in a number of different directions, and who knows? Maybe he could just end it after this story arc. Who knows? But in my mind, the way I could see things playing out is we get through the Succession, we get to the Dark Continent. He could do this for years and years and years, just exploring the world, right? Building up, because he's already earned the characterization. He's earned building the characters up to a point where then it's like, okay, well, we already know this is clearly who this character is. We don't need to spend time fleshing out this character for a full story arc. We're there now. We could build out the world.
If Gon dies, how does that affect Hunter x Hunter?
Killua becomes the main character. Hisoka becomes the main character. I mean, I don't know.
No, that would be a very interesting
No. It could be Jin. It could be Jin Freaks.
It could be Jin.
Okay, and that's the thing too, because Jin is such a good. Because Jin has the Jin and Parison. Can we not sleep on Parison?
That's what I'm saying.
Jin and Parison have potential.
How long could the story continue?
I don't know. I would say Gon's not particularly. I don't think he's particularly super popular, right? As far as main characters go.
A lot of people like
the cast of Hunter x Hunter actually carries the series.
I have to thank you very much, King, for praising Parison as one of the best boys in Hunter x Hunter. And
he's too good. He's too good. He's too
please take my mantle and my whatever, because I gotta go.
Oh yeah,
thank you very much, Roger.
Man, of course, anytime. This ended up going longer than we were expecting anyway. So of course, you're always welcome.
No, I came late. My bad. I'm always late. I apologize.
King of Lightning. There you go.
Blast.
Yeah. Yo, better than Bravo D late.
See ya. All right, see you, Nux. Thank you very much. Thanks for stopping by.
Bye-bye, Nux.
But yeah, and that's a good topic too, because I mean, talking to all of my friends who are into Hunter x Hunter, talking to you guys, obviously, even talking to my girlfriend, it's like Gon isn't any of our favorite characters. I mean, Gon is one of my favorite characters, but he's not my favorite character.
He's one of mine, but not my favorite.
Exactly. I would say top 3 for me would probably be Hisoka, Killua, Kurapika. And maybe Leorio.
But mind you, Gon isn't and I don't want to necessarily spoil Bleach, but Gon is not in the same time as Ichigo.
I'm going to tell you this right now. We're going to talk about this, I'm sure, on another stream, but I'll leak this to my people who are watching this. We're stopping Bleach after Soul Society because one.
Good man.
Here's why. Because I really, and I don't mean I'm dropping.
You gotta
hold on. I'm not saying that I'm dropping Bleach, but for myself,
the reactions.
But I'm not uploading reactions beyond Soul Society because we're in the peak of what everyone said is the best of Bleach. And we're pulling 12K views per video. And so to me...
Hey, James, where you at, James?
How are you enjoying it personally, Roger?
But that's the thing, is I'm enjoying it. But because I'm enjoying it, I don't want to do reaction videos and then resent but it's not doing as well as the other content. I want to enjoy it on my own time, man. I want to enjoy the detour. You know what I'm saying? It's
just link him to James Hansen. We'll get some views for you.
Well, the Bleach audience has come through for those videos and for those live streams. I mean, they've been donating subs. They've been wanting me to continue, but I also feel like I want to get through Soul Society, do the reactions, and then I want to enjoy it on my own time. Whereas with Hunter x Hunter, I feel like it wasn't just me enjoying it, and it wasn't just the community supporting it. It was a mix of stuff. It was everything was good. Consistently, everything was good, and everything to where I am in Bleach right now has been excellent. I like Chad. I like the introduction of the stuff with Kenpachi. I thought was really excellent. Ichigo's Hollow and the Zanpakuto and Awakening the Zanpakuto and the Hollow version of Ichigo. I liked all that stuff, but it's the kind of thing that I don't think long term it's something I want to do videos for because I don't feel as passionate about it as I do for something like Hunter x Hunter and One Piece, and I actually think that translates into views. I think people can tell when you're not as passionate about it, they're not as passionate about it either. So I would much rather spend my time getting introduced to new series that I haven't even had the opportunity to watch yet, and then if I feel super passionate about it, then move on to those series. And that's not to say that I'm just going to drop Bleach forever. I could eventually go back to watch Bleach, but I don't want to feel obligated to do the reactions. You know what I mean?
I think Bleach has a reputational problem, just like Fairy Tail.
Absolutely,
which is crazy because to me it's but the thing is with Fairy Tail kind of deserves it, whereas what I've watched after Bleach,
garbage.
Yeah, whereas what I've watched Bleach, I'm thoroughly enjoying. I really like what I've watched of Bleach so far.
Gross.
I don't want to rush it.
The best part of Fairy Tail is the writing.
I mean,
it's everything.
It fell apart at the Grand Magic Games, but it's funny.
That was
Save the fucking leaves, dog.
Yeah.
It's funny. Fairy Tail is funny.
This shit imploded, bro. Are you kidding me?
I mean, I will catch up to Bleach on my own time. I will, but it's the kind of thing that I probably won't watch it. I'll probably read it at my own pace, as opposed to
Well, I feel like you probably chose.
Wait, Roger, have you watched Yaiba yet?
No, I haven't. And that's the thing. Everyone's telling me Yaiba's
You
so
should
good.
react
I gotta
to
watch
Yaiba.
Yaiba. I gotta watch
You get
Yaiba.
hella.
Yaiba was dope.
Yeah.
Yaiba was dope.
I gotta watch Yaiba.
But here's the thing, though. It's like Yaiba was dope, but then after this year, I'm not too sure where Yaiba goes because there's gonna be a movie next year.
Yeah.
But then after that, we're gonna wait to see how it works. But Yaiba is dope. I think Yaiba's solid. It's not necessarily the best, but it's solid.
I thought it was the greatest anime of all
But
time.
it's tough because I wanna watch JoJo too because I liked what I've watched of JoJo, but I'm not totally caught up.
Oh, stop! No, stop!
I think,
shut it down! No, shut it down! Watch JoJo. Watch JoJo.
I will.
Well, I think you can watch JoJo, but I think right now is the year of Yaiba. You should get Yaiba.
I'll do Yaiba now.
If you want to popularize your views and subs, watch
I think
Yaiba.
you do Yaiba before JoJo because JoJo has
but
but Yaiba right now is on fire.
And then My Hero is also going right
so
now.
that's
So
the
if you
thing
want
too.
to,
So My Hero, I've avoided doing the live reactions for My Hero for the past 3-4 weeks because I want to do it in two chunks. I want to do 2 watch throughs of doing half of a season and half of a season. I don't want to watch the whole thing and do a highlight video.
How many seasons have you seen?
Of My Hero?
Yeah.
I'm caught up to the manga.
Oh,
I do the manga reactions weekly on Twitch. Yeah. I'm completely caught up. Yeah, and Overhaul is one of my favorite arcs, so I'm excited. Yeah,
the anime, the reactions, I think towards the middle of the season, that's when it gets really
exactly. Which is why I'm
insane.
I'm waiting for how they're going to adapt the Overhaul stuff because I know that's not only going to bring in views, but it's something that I'm excited to see. So yeah. I think much of it, people will respond on those Bleach videos and go, well, if you really like it, you should keep going with it. And yeah, absolutely. There's plenty of things. There's plenty of things I love that I don't do videos on because I know that.
Dritz, I gotta ask Roger this.
Oh yeah,
Roger, have you seen ReZero?
Yeah, I've watched all of ReZero. Yeah.
Did you like it?
I mean, I don't know if you could see my face right now if you're watching the live stream, but I just did a little bit of a shrug. So.
Oh,
there we go.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's one of my favorites,
Thank
honestly.
you.
Yeah, I think my favorite moments of ReZero were the episode. Sorry, the episode with Subaru and Rem. I liked that obviously.
That was good.
That was a good episode where she's explaining why she loves him so much. But I don't really like Subaru as the main character.
Episode.
I think Amelia's kind of boring. I think some of the best. I think some of the best stuff in ReZero.
Every sentence like an arrow going through my heart.
Some of the best stuff in ReZero, to be honest with you, is the stuff that not a lot of people like, in my opinion. I like the white whale fight. I thought that was awesome. What's this?
That was good.
Well, Reagan's coming in here making a weird face. You don't like the white whale?
The white whale was horrible.
I like the white whale.
Wrong.
Why don't you like the white whale?
It was so boring.
Why was it boring?
It came
there we go.
Wait, hold on. I'm going to argue with my girlfriend live on Chimera. The stuff with the
ReZero is
running down the side.
Really? I can't believe
subpar.
You like
Look.
How can you not like ReZero more?
Okay.
That is wild.
My main issue with that. My main issue with the ReZero isn't even, let's say, the characters. It's the fact that it's in a freaking time loop. I've got the pyramids, but I can't.
So it's just the concept?
No. The concept of the show, I think, is killing it. Like it kills me fundamentally. And I'm not saying that because ReZero, I think, is solid. Subaru, I think, is a solid character. A very solid character.
Thank you.
Rem and Ram. Rem and Ram. Yeah. Rem and Ram. Yeah.
Where's my?
Hold on,
Did you say Rom?
Rem and
Wait, I heard
Rom.
you say Rom as I put
said
my headphones back on.
Rom, I think Gears of War General.
Dude, okay, the twins, all right? The twins are pretty solid, too. The elf girl, whatever. I forgot her name, dude. Whatever, dude.
You said her name like 5 minutes ago. You didn't.
No, Roger said her name. Roger said her name. All right? Roger said her name. You have three solid characters. Not great, but solid characters. And that's it.
They're the main characters.
No. Subaru's okay. He's okay. Like Subaru, like on a scale of, let's say, on a scale of like 1 to 10.
I'm actually kind of surprised, Ken, because you love Berserk.
You know, I like Berserk, of course, but I don't think that Subaru or Rem or Ram come close to anything with either Guts or.
Oh no, they don't even touch Guts. But it's kind of like a similar
Casca,
idea in terms of
Griffith. Like, wait, what do you mean? Wait a minute, come on.
Hold on. I don't know what I walked into.
This has changed. This
is a Hunter x Hunter stream.
The stream
I don't know
has
what
changed.
this is, dude. This is like a whole different stream.
Roger, you need to have like a tournament of power for anime.
I should. I'll do it.
We do.
I'll do it. I'll host a tournament of power. You know what? Here's what we're gonna do too. We're gonna announce this live on stream. We're gonna do a read through in January. I mean, not a read through. We're gonna do a reverie in January. I think we're gonna do a real reverie in January because people have been asking about this for a long time.
One Piece?
One Piece. We're gonna do a reverie in January. I think because I think the time.
Why don't you respond to the Reverie chat?
Well, I deleted the reverie chat because people were just going crazy. So I made a new reverie chat. We're gonna have another reverie in.
Oh my God.
In January. But I do want to do that because I think the time is about right to do it. But I don't know who's going to host it, so we haven't decided that yet. But I know Tekken.
Magi is better, yes.
Tekken should host it because Tekken hasn't done one yet.
Magi's better than ReZero?
But
damn right.
You're talking about the anime or the story as a whole?
I'm not. Listen, I love Magi, so I'm not going to say anything bad about Magi.
See, Magi's
because I
another
love
one,
Magi.
though. Magi's another one that I haven't read or
Braga, you're
watched.
just going higher and higher up my list right now.
I know nothing about Magi right now at all.
Fair enough, but Magi's amazing.
Yeah.
Magi's amazing.
Sinbad is so clean, it's stupid, bro.
Sinbad is amazing.
He's a god.
Shouts out to Morgiana.
Morgiana's amazing. Alibaba's stupendous. Alibaba's stupendous.
I thought Aladdin was the name of the character, not Alibaba. Is it Alibaba?
Well, Aladdin, they're the drumming.
Aladdin is a character.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of the right show then. Yeah, I just don't. I haven't watched it. I haven't read it. I don't know anything about it.
Magi's so good. Now I'm thinking about it. Magi's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, Magi. Think about it.
Magi's fine. We gotta finish the stream then. We gotta finish the stream. I should do it. I don't know what the tournament power thing is. Just wait in this call, and then we'll plan something, and I'll do one. But I want to end the stream now because I know there's a lot of people who are probably like, okay, this is a Hunter x Hunter stream. You've been going on a little while longer. Unbelievably, we only lost like 100 viewers, which is crazy. I mean, this has been a great turnout for it being the night of One Piece Stampede. We had consistently throughout the course of the whole ranking like 1,400 people, 1,500 people in here. We still have 1,200 people in here, despite the fact that we went completely off the rails. My girlfriend's getting me Taco Bell right now. You guys are talking about Magi. Nuck's already left. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to end the stream. Thank you to everybody who was here. This is a lot of fun. I think these are some great arc rankings. I'm glad we finally got a chance to do it. You're always welcome, except for Dritz, who's been canceled. And
I had a good topic.
I'm kidding. I'm teasing.
Dritz brought some great insight.
Dritz brought some good insight. Eventually, it was good. He earned his place here. So thank you to everybody who tuned in. This is a lot of fun. I'm going to upload the full VOD of this. I know some people are wondering if I was going to do highlights or something. Full VOD will be up, so you can watch it at your leisure whenever. Thanks for tuning in.
Hunter love. I'm here for it.
Hunter's the GOAT. I'm going to do more Hunter streams.
This is the first Braga's Hunter x Hunter video in a while.
Yeah.
Wait, yo, Roger, are you on Twitch right now, simulcasting or no?
No, I'm not simulcasting on Twitch right now. No.
Yo, you goofed.
Well, no, I didn't goof. I did that on purpose. I did that on purpose.
Slipped on a banana peel, old school style. Ed and Eddie just slipped on
I
it.
wanted the VOD to be here on YouTube, and I didn't want to have it uploaded to Twitch because Twitch right now, they're waiting for another Bleach stream, and I didn't want to do a Bleach stream tonight. I wanted to do this. So, and they were waiting for a Bleach stream.
Nice.
So I
That's a
figured
slip.
I'm going to do it here. It's not a slip. Don't worry, man.
I think it's a slip.
It's not a slip. It's all good.
All right. Okay.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do
Fair enough.
We're gonna do some other videos. Brago and I are gonna do a Hisoka Doflamingo discussion at some point. I know we're gonna do that.
Ooh.
And
nice.
Wait, Hisoka Doflamingo.
Oh, we're gonna totally talk about that. And you could be on this if you want.
Okay.
You're all invited. You got invites.
Sounds good to me then.
Hisoka Doflamingo. We'll do that some point next month.
Hisoka Doflamingo and Benolt. Let's get
And
it.
Benolt. All right.
Yo,
there you go.
Benolt.
Scissor boy.
Benolt,
Right?
the man deserves some respect. He does.
He
Like, keep it
does.
real.
All right. Respect on Benolt's
man.
name. All right. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll talk to you guys later.
Wait, yo. Your donation.
I read my donations. We're good.
Oh, okay.
I think so. The only one I missed two. Benny Boy and his brother are the wild card, somebody said. And I think Naruto is going to get you views, said I'm too hyped. So there you go. All right. That's not really a question. That's just All right. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye, everybody.